Sounds like you've been holding the fort down quite well. I've been running errands all over my town trying to share the gospel of Springfield-style fried chicken with every Chinese restaurant who will entertain me, and I feel like a psycho, and they stare at me like I am. But I feel like, here's a recipe, guys. Can you please this? Okay.
You cut out the last half of that.
Fortunately, because we heard you about to complain about trying to teach a button in my yeah. But that probably would have been some good fried chicken though.
I just want to say sorry. At the end of the day, I wasn't trying to get into that conversation. That's why when he was leaving, I just wanted him to read that it was an authentic hadith that I quoted. I didn't expect him to stay and try to argue.
Of course he's going to. Like, well,
You're right, though.
That's why I was saying, like, that's why I was trying to get to it, too. I wanted you to avoid that. When the question, like Steph said, is not asking what's the title of the room. He got his question answered. He heard it, he understood it, he didn't agree with it. That's not, the question wasn't, do you agree with it? The question was asked, and do you understand? And as long as he understood,
I think
that's all we need to worry about.
I think it's interesting that they always do this hypothetical, like, what if a Christian kills a child? What if this? It's like, how about people in your religion, like, right now? Turn on the TV. They're doing this right now. Like, we can answer hypotheticals about Christians, but can you point to one? Maybe, like, some crazy Christian snaps every, like, 10 years and, like, drowns their family because they say God told them to, and it was really just inhibitors and, like, medication. Like, we can talk about hypotheticals. Sure, here's the answer. But now will you do your religion?
Yeah, but it's not even just that though, Nate, right? People in the when he's talking about Palestine and Israel, most of those Israelis, one, are atheists, or two, don't even believe in Jesus. So it don't make sense. And also, I do believe what Israel's doing is wrong. I do believe they are prophecy down to the T, right? They think they're making way for the Messiah. They're making way for the Antichrist. It's as simple as that, right? But this is all in Scripture. This is all scriptural. It's all prophecy. So when he sits there and says Christians are killing children in Palestine, actually, no, they're not. Most of them are not Christians. They're atheists, or they follow Judaism. And they don't believe in Christ.
So when you hear that, Nathan, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you hear that, people say, well, Christians do this. And, the Bible says you're true by the fruit. By the fruit it bears. And when you see that, does a Christian do this? Does a Christian's behavior, or this person who killed someone, is it based on biblical principle? Is a person who says that they're a Christian, are they actually doing this out of that? It's easy to put a mirror to someone and say, yeah, well, what about this? What about that? That's an easy way, but it's also what we call a debate. It's just an easy escapable fallacy. Like, you can't deal with it, so you have to do the whataboutism. And so that's why I was saying, hey, to stay away from whataboutism, stay directly on topic, even if he does not agree. Remember, Steph's point was to get him to understand, which he did. He just didn't agree, which is perfectly fine, because everybody's not going to agree with it. As long as they understand, I want people to go to a sense of understanding, because it helps them to get to a point later if they choose to then agree, and it can possibly then change their mind.
Yeah, that's the hopefully the entire purpose of this room. Like, it's not to make converts. I mean, they should convert, but the main thing is, like, to just explain what the Bible really says and what Christians really believe. Like all this other time.
Except they've never read from the Bible.
Christians believe in three
This
gods.
is a horrible education seminar. Nobody learned a fucking thing. Good luck. Congrats.
No, certainly not.
Oh, these people are the worst.
One of those for sure. But let's just take the question. This is
Hello?
what we really think about three gods. This is the understanding of the Trinity. It's one God, it's three persons. So whether they accept it or not, which they should, but the point is now you understand it. So if you're going to hate God or not be a Christian, at least you can't use that reason for it. Like, you now have an understanding of what Christianity really believes and really teaches. So do with that what you will, which should be.
With their data, they simply click it and click continue.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of think, the average person is not going to give it any more concern than they already give to the way the data is, putting them into demographic silos and feeding them advertising and information that goes with, that falls into what they've already displayed to systems. I mean, I honestly don't think there's going to be a big layman's concern about it, unfortunately. Does anybody else have any thoughts on this? And of course, as always, everybody down in the audience, please come up and join us. Be bold, brave, courageous, and get your fresh five. You can share your point of view about this or anything else that's on your mind, and we really want to hear from you. So come on up. Let's see. We just want to anybody who wants to speak, say your name, and we can go from there.
Man, this AI discussion, interesting.
Very much so. I feel like I do a lot of following of at least AI news stories, but I mean, and I'm a pretty smart woman, I believe, but this is a very deep look into AI and where it might take us. So I'm, trying to put on my college student hat and listen to the professors.
Well, if you guys want, I can play a little clip, which is a recent headline on AI, only if you guys want.
A little clip on AI for Dummies clip? Is it AI for Dummies?
Not quite. Let's check it out, and if it's a couple of minutes, and if it gets a little boring or someone else wants to speak, just mute me up. Here's some recent information on AI.
Welcome back. Welcome to the Conversation Corner. Pope Leo has released his first encyclical of his papacy that focuses on humanity and in part warned about the risks to humanity of artificial intelligence. Nick Thompson joins me now. He's the CEO of The Atlantic, someone I talk to frequently about technology and the technology space. Nick, it's always great to have you here. Get to the Pope's encyclical in a minute.
Yeah.
But I want to play for you something that happened at two different commencement ceremonies. First speaker here is Gloria Caulfield. The second is Scott Borchetta. But what links them is the audience meeting, the student graduates' reaction. Play.
Artificial intelligence is the next industrial revolution.
AI is rewriting production as we sit here. I know it. Deal with it. Like I said, it's a tool.
Evaluate that.
Young people don't like AI. It's actually really interesting, and you can see it coming in the polls. And they're worried, about their future. They're worried it's going to cause a lot of disruption. They're seeing how it changed their education. They may have used it to write their homework, but they're really concerned about what it's going to do. And they don't like the environmental costs. They care more about the environment than people who are older. AI is widely unpopular. I think it's amazing, but it is widely unpopular.
And this is interesting
among young people
because it typically is old people like me who are resistant to technology and young people who see it as cool and innovative and futuristic.
Yeah,
this is interesting then.
It's profoundly interesting. It's the first technology that I've ever seen in my life. And you can see it in demographic data. 40-year-olds like it more than 20-year-olds. And that's why those graduation speakers were the first one was like, wait, what's going on here? Like, why did you boo? But if I give a talk on AI and I'm talking to a college, they respond very differently than if I'm talking to older people in business.
I want to get to the encyclical. I want to read a couple of things from it. I'm not the Pope and I can't quote him directly in his voice, but I will because it's a very interesting
it's great. I loved it.
First one, control room. The pervasive technocratic paradigm in which we are immersed, and that is amplified by the digital revolution and AI, threats to normalize an anti-human vision. In that vision, the fullness of life is equated with having more, reducing weakness, eliminating uncertainty, and exerting total control. Graphic 2. Thus, intelligence, when absolutized, overshadows other essential dimensions of life, such as affection, the will, commitment, and relationships. Similarly, technical power, if left unbalanced, does not make us more capable. It makes us more isolated and more vulnerable to being dominated and excluded.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve.
We'll go back to JCC and Violet for another 5 minutes or so, and then I'll the ship again. But go ahead, you guys.
Awesome,
What'd you think?
That was pretty cool. We got Joe B on stage. Joe B, would you like a fresh five to talk about something new and different, or maybe add to the AI convo?
Well, I've worked for 6 years in Navy intelligence. I think I know a little bit about AI. It kind of progressively has been creeping into every facet of our lives. I would love to be challenged and be wrong.
Oh, I'm not going to challenge you. Yeah, AI has been a part of our, digital world for a bit, and it's getting more and more useful. So yeah, if used properly, I think it's a good tool. I do think we need to be aware of, like Kathmandu and Ben were discussing, giving it prompts that could be detrimental to us. So
I have a related question on that to anyone, Kathmandu or Joe B. It's a simple question about artificial data. I've heard that AI companies, when they're training their algorithm, they're running out of natural data, whatever they can crawl on the internet. So they're generating artificial data, and they're using that artificial data to train the algorithm. The confusion that I see from there is that we rely on OpenAI or other companies that are using natural language, LLM, right? That literally what humans have said or used, and then the AI will learn how to, pretend to be a human voice when it's being prompted by a future, like a user during the inference. But if they're starting to use artificial data that they create, whether it's a particular, political viewpoint or cultural heritage or whatever, that's actually not real. That's actually the foundation that are being used to train these algorithms right now are actually not real human species. They're actually created themselves. So it creates, to me at least, apparently, a bit of a, fake data in, fake data out, or garbage in, garbage out analogy. So I was wondering if anyone could shine some light on how, for example, the artificial data is being used in the training process, and whether there's any concern that future users, when they are using the algorithm trained on artificial data, they're going to be led astray, if you will, because of the data was not real human produced.
Well, the data can be gleaned for to understand and realize whether they're human generated, not man, but electronically, and what their source is. You can actually go down to the source. Everyone in this room can be tracked. Everyone.
So,
Go ahead, Kathmandu.
yeah. So one thing I want to add is I think one thing that should be obvious about artificial data is it's not supposed to be arbitrary, like, oh, let's just generate this artificial data and see what it does. And that's obviously naive, but the motivation behind using artificial data is that you have batches of real data already to work with, that you can kind of take that structure and see if we can leverage and use to generate data that converges to what data we collected from the real world. Is there a way we can find correlations? And we have to be careful with that, given constraints of the data we're using, because especially depending on the research context, whether it's medicine or some other area, you're charting very cautious territory, right? So it's not that artificial data is bad or synthetic data necessarily, but we need to be aware of what are the limitations of whatever data sets I'm using, whether or not it's real data or synthetic data. That makes sense.
Thank you, Kathmandu. We are at the bottom of the hour. Steve is going to be taken back over soon, so if you've been chomping at the bit to talk to him. He is going to be back on the mic very shortly here. We have about a half an hour left, so if you want to come on up. We're getting toward the end of the show, so if you want your fresh five, raise your hand.
This is a 3-hour tour only, folks.
A 3-hour tour. If you got a random question on your mind, don't ask Google, ask Stephen Powell. Hi, everybody. It's your best resident troll, favorite troll, Stephen Powell. I'm going to yell at you. Come on up and ask a question.
Yes, Jenny.
Hey, do you have Down syndrome?
For the last hour, I have a question I want to ask you.
Yes.
About me.
Yes.
Am I too much? Am I annoying? Am I am having a problem with my family right now, who are all very, very, very well off. I owned a travel agency for 26 years. They worked for me. I devoted my time, my money, my love. And now I am being told that I am too much. I create, I argue too much, or I get on a subject that I am heartfelt, and they want me
to shut the fuck up! They want you to zip it, bitch! Old and annoying! Still annoying, but newly old!
I have joined group therapy, which is going to cost me $150 a day.
Oh my goodness.
4 hours a day.
This bitch hasn't heard of Clubhouse?
To find out if I've done my due diligence. If at 88 years old, they are going to possibly pick me up tonight at 5 o'clock. I don't know if I want to go, because I'm having to go and be mindful of what I say. My grandsons, they've all got all kinds of degrees, they've got all kinds of money, but they find me annoying. So,
because you might actually be a highly annoying person.
Not to create any. So, I don't know. Am I annoying? Am I
Yeah, Jenny, if you don't shut your mouth, you are annoying. I can see how you can be very annoying, Jenny. Jenny, zip it! Grandma Jenny, shut up!
Take on different roles depending on the situation.
Steve's incredible insight.
Let's take me for example. Although I am myself when I'm doing this show, I play a different role. I play a super leader, the guy in the upper left.
Super leader.
I am the creator, the leader of Ask Uncle Steve on Saturday and Ask the Atheist on Sunday.
Wow.
The show is mine. I take full responsibility.
The show is mine.
Tendency to interrupt. I have
Steve is the show.
Tendency to interrupt people. I play a different role when I go to family functions. I'm a lot more low key. I'm a lot more blend in. I'm certainly not the leader because I don't hold the family functions at my home. I normally go to my brother's homes. But I'm still myself. I'm still the same person. I am concerned when they tell you we're inviting you to the family function, but mind your manners, what they are referring to. Have you acted inappropriately when you've been in family functions before? What do you think?
No.
So I'm listening to a room with Steve Appel talking to an 88-year-old grandmother whose family is now calling her very annoying, highly annoying. And it's funny because it's Ginny. No, it's Ginny. Steve is now explaining to him how when he goes to family functions, he zips it. He shuts the F up, unlike his clubhouse activity. But Ginny, an 88-year-old grandmother who raised her family off of her hard labor and love, is now being told to zip it. You're highly
So, hey, and I
annoying.
need you to read the link of this. This is what we're talking about right now. This is the information that I got, and this very, I put together information from a few books. I'll give you all the PDFs if you want, and I put them into ChatGPT, and it pulled it. I want you to read that at the top, please. This is where we're headed. We're not taking this in. Oh, look at the Muslim left.
Uh-oh. Don't worry, there's always another one hanging around.
Camera. Very interesting stuff. This is great. I love this stuff. I want this stuff to stick. Plus, the bot has this morning, by the way. Did you? What did I do?
Because remember how they had that room, and then they all invited me, and then they all ganged up on me, and they were like, "You're not a real Muslim." Well, this morning I was like messaging Dr. Ann about it because everybody's like harassing him, and they're like, "Why did you do that to Angel?" And he was like trying to say something to me, and then he was like, "Well, Megatron, you know how Megatron feels about," because they said that you wanted to convert everybody to Christianity, and they were like, "Oh, how could you hang around someone like that?" And then I was like, "Bro, I want to convert everyone to Islam. Like, what's the difference, you know?" So anywho, I was defending it this morning, Megatron.
Oh no! What you guys should be doing is studying like the Rabbinites that says in chapter 378. It says, "Practice the religion and God's words like the Rabbinites." The Rabbinites, the studied people, God's people, the one who studied the scriptures. Rabbinites. So
well, one thing that I said, I was like,
rabbis.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but what I was saying is like, why, like, if you want someone to be like a Muslim, because I told him, I was like, look at Umar ibn Khattab, like, he was straight up an enemy of Islam, dude. Like, I think he murdered people. Like, did he Muslims?
He massacred a bunch of people in Gaza. That's
yeah,
another conversation.
He was like a super enemy of Islam, and he's like one of the holiest people in Islam. So I was like, bro, like, I don't like your guys' attitude.
Umar is part of the XLR. I'm part of this system at the top. Go ahead, and kick it anytime you want. I'm sorry, Angel, my love, my sweet little angel. You know I'm not trying to convert you to Islam. I mean to once a Catholic, always a Catholic. I'm not worried about you.
That's kind of true.
Yeah,
it's kind of true.
It is
I can't. Well,
true.
it's my personality. My personality is Catholic. That's the problem. Like, I can't undo it. You know, I'm always gonna be
just for the camera,
way, like emo and stuff.
Just doing it for the camera.
No, I'm just doing it.
I work upstairs. I'm on 5. I just do it because it's in the sky. Go ahead. These cars don't work? Okay. I'll go around the front. Yeah. Thank you. So, yes. Anytime you want, Eddie. In it. La la la.
CM, you should also revert.
In it.
Now Megatron's gonna get mad at me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying what they were saying. You know, I think that's ridiculous a little bit, bro. Like, if you think that, like, if I was a Catholic and I thought that that's the truth, then I would want everyone to be Catholic. Which, like, I have experienced that. So it's like, I don't get that thinking. Like, of course you want everyone to be a Christian because you're Christian. Like, duh.
Okay, I read the whole thing top to bottom. Very interesting history.
You read it, right?
Yeah, but what did you find so interesting? I didn't, other than the coexistence, which I think is a bunch of bullshit.
No, so what the problem is that a lot of people start to think that Islam was created in some kind of vacuum. You know, it was a bunch of
I think you're in the Matrix, but yeah, that's a good point about the belief that it's like an isolated thing when it's actually, an army on the march. It says that Umar is the key individual in terms of the Persian conquest and Muslim takeover. The exilarchs. See, this is the criticism I have about Islam: is we are constantly pushed a narrative of coexistence, that Muhammad brought peace to the tribes and created a safer environment for everyone. That is such fucking fascistic bullshit. It's such propaganda. And your ChatGPT proves in many ways that, this is not like some kind of friendly takeover. Like, oh, wow, there's a new religion, a new prophet, a new way of doing society. No, this was a military conquest of blood, of rape, of savage brutality, destroyed an ancient culture, re-enslaved the Jews in a way, because it's really not coexistence and peace. It's really, ChatGPT is so politically correct that you will never really understand the brutality of human history through reading this generic garbage that what's his face's AI product puts out. Sam Altman, the lover boy, the man that sucks another man's tongue every day and puts out lies, probably raped his sister, probably murdered his former co-worker. That's the man you're relying on for your information. I, on the other hand, have the unique ability to go to eBay and type in Muhammad history book, Muslim history book, Islam history book, and then I can read from actual scholars, not this woke ChatGPT bullshit. You can read a book. Get a book.
I have 3 books pumped into that ChatGPT. No, don't think that I didn't pump books in there. I did. Thank you, John. That was beautiful.
I'm just saying that people rely on ChatGPT for all their communication now, and that's cool and amazing. But when I read Ayn Rand and I learn about the separation of state and economy, or separation of church and state, these are good things for mankind, not bad things. It proves and tests the bullshit that people spew. You could go to Steph's room right now, ask a Christian. That woman is so whacked out. She claims everybody's going to hell unless you accept the blood of Jesus Christ. She's fucking retarded. She is so stupid. She doesn't understand metaphor. She doesn't understand concepts as apart from the objective reality that we live in. And she debated a guy named Muhammad for an hour. It's an English language training app for Muslims. These people do not care about your worldview or your opinion. They think their religion is the updated world religion. And it's the most moral, the most ethical, the highest value system ever created by mankind. Their worldview is in direct conflict with your Western worldview, because they have combined church and state. We do not have that here in America. And our founding fathers were wise not to do that, because they knew Islam in the year, in 1776. It had been around for 1,100 years. It had been fucking with people and societies. They knew all about it. And they had all the ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, all the Stoic philosophers. They had everything, and they knew that Islam was no good. That's why they gave us the separation of church and state, because they said it can become very dangerous if we have a religious state, aka an Islamic state. They set us up for success. They knew what was out there, and they knew they were experimenting with what could be the best form of society. the best form of government. And we've got the Constitution, we've got the Declaration of Independence, we've got the Bill of Rights, we've got Thomas Paine, we've got John Locke. We have American English philosophers of enlightenment. And we respect women. We don't do honor killings. We don't rape young children. Oh, you don't like it when I get to the honor killings and the child rape and marriage part of Islam? Okay, you can mute me if you want.
Thank you, John.
Just to mention hypoxia.
I do apologize. I do suffer from R word. And I fully admit that I'm fully R-worded and brain rotted out. But, enjoy your one topic. Because if you're just a one-dimensional person and this is the only conversation you like, woo! There's a lot out there you're missing out on. You can have way more fun than this.
Go to John's YouTube and see his topics.
Alright, go to John's YouTube.
Yeah. This is the main topic, the Islamic culture and belief system versus Christianity. Cora. I'm not going to ask you personally, but you're no longer going to mod Uncle Steve's room?
No, I got tired of the sausage fest.
Of the what?
The sausage fest.
Sausage fest. Got it. Well, I'm glad you're here. So that... that's good. How's your kitty cats?
He's adorable.
Well, mine is named Gigi. My son named him Gigi.
Cute.
No, I told you he likes a treat. And 9 o'clock he starts meowing through his treat. It's like this stick, and then you squeeze out the stuff inside. It's a treat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the churros or whatever they are.
Yes, the churros. Oh, he knows when it's 9 o'clock. For some reason, that's the time he chose for churro.
See, I think it would be interesting to actually live in an Islamic state. I've been to Muslim countries, but if America was ever to become an Islamic state, it would take it to the highest level of insanity that Islam has ever created or produced. And I could go to the park right now, and there's 5 women sitting in burqas having a good old time while their kids run around. I actually like conservative women that aren't on OnlyFans, and they actually are somewhat learned or maybe have a love for justice and God. See, not all of Islam is bad, but it's bad in terms of the American experience. For many people, if they were to experience it, they would be so upset, but yet they will defend it all day, every day.
Women in burqas in the U.S.
What are you talking about? I go to my park right now. I live in
Minnesota.
I live in Chicago. I'm in a sanctuary city where we have a lot of Muslim refugees.
In my complex from Senegal.
The type of dress confused.
So you could say maybe not burqas, but covered fairly well.
No, I used to wear everything. I used to wear the.
Hello?
Well, like burqas, you can't even see people's eyes.
I know, it's scary.
Well, some women wear double burqas here in Chicago. They got the one face veil, and then they got the second face veil, and you're like, damn, that's commitment. Because if you have a one cloth failure, well, you got your backup cloth.
You got a backup cloth.
That's commitment.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, just imagine if it fell off and a white heterosexual Christian patriotic American witnessed your face. Oh my
See that movie,
goodness!
Not Without My Daughter? That's what it was about. Not Without My Daughter, Sally Fields.
She's
famous
great.
Film. She got, her husband was Iranian. When they went there, he's like, we're not going back to America, and she's like, I'm going back. He's like, not without my daughter. She's like, I'm not going back without my kid. It's a true story. She had to go through the Underground Railroad to get out of Iran with her daughter. It was great. Great film.
Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing that.
It was so fucking good. She was like, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm out of here with my kid. I forgot the guy who played that. Oh, his name just crossed my mind. Al Molino. That was the actor.
See, Islam cuts down on a lot of the bullshit that as a society we have to endure in America. None of the bullshit that we experience in terms of communication would be tolerated. And so if we were to have an Islamic State, we would actually have an office of censorship. And even in the link above with the ChatGPT about the Muslim conquest of Persia, they didn't destroy the pre-existing Jewish education system. They left it in place because their entire narrative draws from the Jewish narrative. And without it, they would have no legal precedence for what they claimed that they were actually doing. So anyways, I'm just saying that in America today, Islam is probably the fastest growing religion, and it's tied into propaganda, especially the Free Palestine movement. And but we have a landscape of competing cults in this country. Scientology is massive, and there's many groups just like Scientology out there. I went out on a date with a girl last night who was born and raised in a cult called the Family International. Branches all around the world. They put out high quality content in the 80s, music videos, etc. But it was a sex cult dedicated to the molestation of young children, just like the Catholic Church in many ways. People are organizationally bankrupt, psychologically ill, sexually deviant, and that's not projection. I'm just trying to accurately describe what I view in terms of people's behavior. Prior to the internet, people did real shit. They didn't just come on here and pick their toes in Poughkeepsie. They were actually creating reality outside of the internet. They were creating networks, social networks without the internet. These are closed communication groups. And anyways, I just think that, Barth eventually.
Alternative history.
Yes, Alternative History Day with historian and professor, politician, magician, and musician, John Kitover.
Now, is she halfway normal?
The girl that I went out
She
with?
went on a date.
Oh, I'd say she's got some issues. She can't stop sucking on a vape pen. She's 31 years old and sucking on a vape pen every 5 minutes. That could be a health disaster just waiting in the making,
Formaldehyde.
It's like, have you tried air? Why don't you just get a straw? Suck through a straw. Air.
Anxiety thing. Yeah. Oh, you won't be seeing her again, or you will.
No, probably not.
Probably. But you get a lot of dates, and I'm pretty impressed.
Well, she seemed like a keeper though, for real. But tough topic.
Oh, I don't know how much of a. I don't know how much of a keeper she is. She said that Adolf Hitler was generally right about everything. She said other horrible anti-Semitic things to me. She's basically a white trash Nazi chick. So I don't think I'll be seeing her again.
Okay. Well, I think if you would have, but never mind. But why the Bible doesn't lead to Islam? I would say the Bible has led many to Islam. So in majority Christian countries, they have a high conversion rate to Islam. So they've read the Bible first, then they read the Quran, and they become Muslims.
So what's considered a high rate?
It's a pretty high rate.
I've also heard that of people that convert to Islam, about 90% of them deconvert within 2 years.
Nah, it's not true.
Well, let me find the studies.
Yeah, but it's mostly white women too. Well, a lot of white women convert to Islam in Europe and America and places like that.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, they say like 5,000 white women a year in Europe convert to Islam. But so it's like, yeah, I think it leads to Islam. Some people it leads to atheism. Some people it leads to whatever. But that is one of the directions that it leads. It's Islam. My father, he was, born and raised in a Christian household. Then he became atheist. Then he became Muslim. So my mother, she was born in a Christian household. Then she met my father, became Muslim. They've been Muslim for a long time. They raised their kids Muslim. So,
This is just a problem with Islam where instead of raising an individual and programming that person on a vast variety of information and knowledge, you're specifically focusing in on one topic, which gives you tunnel vision. And if you want your children to exceed and excel in this lifetime, you would give them a large variety of information, knowledge, and experiences to help them navigate a very dangerous existence.
I disagree. I think you want to give them a plan that works. You don't want to give them questions and a whole journey and a mystery and a bunch of random options. No, you want to give them a plan that's going to lead a certain direction, a pathway that's proven that works. You know, something consistent. What you're suggesting is chaos.
What's chaos?
Anarchy.
And what's the anarchy? What is it?
No, he's talking about raising kids with just search for purpose, find it yourself. Whatever you decide, there's no right, no wrong. Discover it. Them kids gonna be.
Well, what is Islam? What's Islam's opinion on Sigmund Freud or C.G. Jung or Albert Einstein? And you know that's why I say Islam produces tunnel vision. It's anti-scientific. It's barely mystical. It's a rather ridiculous culture.
Wait. I don't need that many bags. Hold on.
You know how many engineers are Muslim and scientists are Muslim and educators and doctors?
It was the wrong size.
There's a lot of Muslims that are well educated, highly, educated. That's crazy. Just that Muslims are just Islam. It seems like what's his head? Major discoveries by Muslims. You can just Google this. Major discoveries by Muslims. What?
Yeah, Baghdadi, that argument's not going to work. It's not gonna work. Because you say it started from Adam. So now you're giving it a different starting point. You got to make up your mind. Did it start at Adam, or did it start when everybody thinks it started, like the rest of the world thinks it started? Or are you like saying it started at a different time? You got to make up your mind.
I don't understand your premise.
No. The one that I opened, I can't. It doesn't even fit in there. I'm not feeling it. No. I mean, I'm almost done. I only need like a few pieces out of one bag. Actually, I need one bag. I need one bag. You're leaving what here? You take the 6-inch down. Just leave one bag. All I need is one bag. You can take. All I need is one bag. You can take the rest of them downstairs.
it started from Adam, then you guys invented everything. Don't sit there and tell me that you're gonna fucking now look for specific ones, because now you're gonna contradict yourself. Did it start at Adam or not?
Oh, it obviously started at
And so then why are you looking up who are the Islam? Why are you looking up who's the Islamic fucking inventors then?
We can't trace back any inventions to the time of Adam.
And so then that's it. So you can't say it started from Adam. You're lying.
We can say Islam started from Adam, but we can't trace back inventions to Adam. Like,
what? Are you?
What inventions can
you out of your mind?
What was the wheel?
You know what you're saying?
What did Adam invent? Did he invent the wheel?
He didn't invent shit.
So we can't trace back any.
He invented original sin. That's all he invented.
We can't. To Adam. So that's why that's like.
Alright, so then why say that it started from Adam if you really like.
And that we can trace inventions to specific people. How far back go?
That's your problem, bro. That's not my problem.
I'm saying your argument just don't make sense when we're talking about who invented what.
Alright, so then you were the one that was gonna go online and say, give me the inventions that Muslims started since Adam. Put that in.
No,
since Adam. Why can't you put that? Because you know it sounds ridiculous when you say when you go to ask ChatGPT, when you go to ask some internet, oh give me the inventors starting from Adam. You know how stupid that sounds?
What did Adam invent?
But yet you want me to take you serious when you say dumb shit to me like that. That's the cognitive dissonance that I'm talking about with you people.
Tell me what Adam invented, then we could go from there.
So, all right, so he invented original sin. Show me the evidence.
It's not an invention.
Not an invention?
No, that's
so then what then? All right, so then what did he create? What did he invent? He didn't invent shit.
That's a choice. That's a choice to me. That's not an invention.
That's innovation.
But you look at coffee, was invented in Yemen.
Yeah, but what date is that? It's got to be before 600.
No, they said Yemen, where ubiquitous started being in the 9th century in its early days.
So then that's when it started, bro. That's what I'm saying. Stop saying Adam then.
My super with the flying machine.
Stop saying dumb shit like Adam.
Leonardo da Vinci is associated with early designs of flying machines. It was Andalusian-born astronomer and engineer Abbas ibn Firnas who first constructed the device and technically flew in the 9th century. Algebra, in 9th century book Kitab Algebra by Persian mathematician and astronomer Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi. Hospitals, 9th century Egypt, the very first medical center. So like 870s, Ahmed ibn Tulukul, modern optics. Around the year 1000, the 5th century.
Yeah, man, that shit is too late. I need like 12.
This is like 300. This is like 300 years after Muhammad. When all these inventions start.
Yeah, that's too late.
So Muslims invented a lot, basically. Well,
no, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Are they taping the inside too? No, right?
So
they're not taping the inside, right?
His name is Muhammad. I just tell me he wasn't Muslim. He just was another Muhammad. Come on now. Al-Zawahiri, born out of surgery. The universities. Fatima El-Fihiri, a Muslim woman from Tunisia, in 859. The crank. A hand-operated crank is thought to have first been used in ancient China. The device led to emergence in 1206 of a revolutionary crank and connecting rod system, which converted rotary motion into a reciprocating, first documented by Ismail al-Saleh, inventor and mechanical engineer in what is now Iraq. Like so yeah, Muslims been inventing stuff, you know. But
so claiming from Adam is just dumb, man. Thank you.
So Unless you can show me some inventions that go back to Adam.
Have you heard of the wheel? Have you heard of the fucking wheel? Hello?
Did Adam invent the wheel?
Yeah. He also invented modern horticulture, gardening. Don't you know why God created Adam? What was the purpose? Why would God, in all his infinite glory, say, you know what? I'm going to create this little fucking guy. He's not even a guy. He's actually like a trans creature of some sort, just waiting to pop out Eve. You know, I mean, God was so merciful. And he said, Adam is like, what do you want me to do? What am I going to do here? He goes, what do you mean, what are you going to do? I gave you a garden. Garden it. There's the roses. There's the moonlight. There's the sunlight. Here's the water. Have a good time. And then this fucking multi-level marketing schemer known as Muhammad comes around and says, I am the messenger and the final revelator. Listen to me. Here's the new law, the Charter of Medina. Everyone will work for me now. Everyone's got to work for me. You got to pay your jizz. If you don't pay your jizz, well, you're going to die. You're going to be compelled into war. You have to fight with us to the death.
That's crazy. But we're talking about why the Bible leads to Islam. That's what we're talking about here. And many people have read the Bible growing up and then became Muslims. So it has led to Islam for many people. For thousands of people a year. Let me see how many people, if I can find a number of how many.
The Quran points to the Bible. The Bible doesn't point to the Quran.
Yeah, but people read the Bible and become Muslim.
Because that's the only way that they can become Muslim is to first understand the Bible. So they wouldn't have understood anything. They wouldn't understand the context of any of the stories in the Quran if they didn't know already in the Bible. That's why the Bible does not point to the Quran. The Quran points to the Bible. That's not controversial. It's just the way it is.
You're changing the phrase. You didn't say points to. You said leads. Leads.
Well, whatever. It points, leads.
So if you read something, they said about 70,000 Christian reverts to Islam each year. So 70,000 people are led to Islam after reading the Bible.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so it leads to Islam.
Oh, and okay, yeah. Well, in that respect, I guess, yeah.
You know, that's why we got a Muslim mayor in New York now. I think that's very significant to the fact that the mayor of New York is Muslim, especially seeing as we went through a time in America where, especially in New York, like it was a lot of Islamophobia in New York City.
No, dude, he's a Shia Muslim. If you were a Sunni, yes, it does. Yes, it does.
He's still Muslim.
Weird.
Yeah. You don't think Shia and Sunni Muslims
That's so weird.
have radically different beliefs about how the world
It was weird. No, it wasn't like control. It was actually just a really nice. I think that's just the culture now, Michael.
I disagree.
I feel like it's the culture.
You don't know what you're.
I mean, it's not the worst thing, but it is a little weird.
There's other people who have become mayor in America who are Sunni in different other cities. The city I live in.
Where?
Georgia, there was
Tell me what Sunni Muslim is in the leader of the United States.
Sunni Muslim mayor at one point.
Where?
In Georgia.
In Georgia.
Macon, Georgia, yeah.
Hold on, let me look that up. So, Macon, Georgia had a Sunni Muslim mayor.
I'm looking up here.
Let me look. Hold on.
It's just
short, so like, and I've been on my tippy toes this whole time.
Have you actually?
Yes.
Are you on it right now?
Yeah, you want to see me off?
Yeah. Stop, I'm up here.
This was years ago. His name CJ or CJ Ellis, Jack Ellis. Lincoln, Georgia, Muslim Mayor Jack Ellis.
Dude, look at this.
Oh my God.
Jack Ellis.
Another $1 million has been dropped by our Flint's mom. It looks like this. $5 million has been donated now, but
I'm a 35-year-old white man.
Harrison, born Antoine Smalls, has transracial identity, identifying as Harrison Booth, a 35-year-old white man from Colorado.
And when did you know that you were a 35-year-old white man? Well, I've always felt different. I go to the store, the movies, and just be thinking to myself, like, why am I not getting the respect I deserve?
It's an article. It said Ellis was raised Christian. It said Thursday that he became a Sunday Muslim during a December ceremony.
And 35.
In the West
I just miss Colorado sometimes. You know, here I pretend the buildings are the old San Juan Mountain Range, but, you know, the job is just here.
It's on the care.
I'm a systems engineer for Coca-Cola.
Wild in his office. He didn't campaign as a Muslim.
One day he said, call me Harrison. I said, who's that? He said, me.
Do you believe that
Is something wrong with you?
I mean, it isn't. I'd love to wake up one day and say, hey, everybody, I'm Rihanna. But I ain't.
I'm a 35-year-old
What are
white
you doing running? You're saying this is the perfect texture for running, very low.
What really happened on that Thursday here at Augusta High School that led to
You're like, yeah, this city of Mississippi. He converted to Islam while he was in office. Come down. What grade did you complete high school?
At the mayor's band.
Did you graduate from high school? Did you graduate from high school?
I study the best, so let me save you the time. Here's my top 3 advanced concepts for the social media content game. Number 1, you want to master the concept of indirect selling. Selling directly at.
You were homeschooled?
What are you going to sing for us?
I'm going to sing Friday night.
Did you get a high school diploma or did you get a GED?
It's about Friday night.
All right, have some
What
fun.
degree do you have? Accreditation.
I was working all week. Nothing exciting.
Alright, you have this fucking
I was waiting all week.
Wow.
But tonight I'll go out because it's Friday night. I want to keep moving all night. I want to dance all night. And I want to drink all night. And I want to party all night. And I want to enjoy this night because it's Friday night. Everybody hands up.
How did you convert to Islam?
My parents.
Sing for us.
I was raised Muslim.
I was lost between borders. No music.
I'm up here.
As a child.
What? I'm looking up here.
Like 12, 13, he became an atheist. Then when he went to college, he converted to Islam.
I'm up here.
Вважаєте, що це
Okay, fair
нормально?
enough.
And then he met my mother, and she converted to Islam. She was raised Christian.
Some dare you people. Shame on you.
And he became an atheist.
For the past 5 years, the village of Downers Grove has prominently issued an official Pride Month proclamation. Gay Pride has been shut down on schools, and there's many people in school that witness. Young children are drawn to bright colors, parades, rainbows, and celebrations. They cannot comprehend complex debates about gender ideology or adult sexual politics.
This thing don't make no sense. And he was like 13. He said he was an atheist when that went on.
It's disgusting. And how dare people get up here and make those kind of comments? And
When he
I'm
got
sure
to
they're all
college,
marching off the church
he
door.
started talking to other people.
It has gone too far. Downers Grove has pretty much become known as a parking lot for pride. In fact, one segment of the community so celebrated during Pride Month when veterans are given hardly any attention at all.
He like to go to disco and dance.
I'm very grateful and happy that Downers Grove is not scared to honor June as Pride Month.
Every single one of us.
Kind of started, and they started reading it, and then he read the Quran, like, this makes sense.
What are you gonna do?
But when he read the Bible, he's like, this shit don't make sense. So,
I want you to change
should I do that? This rate will be here all day.
Did you go through a phase where you were questioning, like I know you were raised up in a Muslim home? Was there a moment when you went through some, searching?
There was a moment when I had like my beliefs. Like right after
You think that we can walk over there? Why you yelling?
Stephen fell off a golf cart, but no one was sure if he was really hurt or just exaggerating. His dad was worried and had to decide how to handle the situation. Finally, he took Stephen to see a psychologist. The doctor explained that Stephen tends to show more symptoms when he needs help from others. He relies on his parents, doctors, and others to get what he wants. Stephen tried to act like he was in more pain than he was, but under the doctor's guidance, he had to back down. The doctor reminded him that his child
this and defend that, and I started really reading it, and then I started looking at it in Arabic. I started arguing because my dad teaches Arabic, so I started really learning Arabic so I could read the Quran in Arabic and see what this word means and that word means.
My job is 10% arguing and 90% gently explaining that.
So 9/11, what do you think happened on that day? How do you describe what happened on 9/11?
Wait, guys, back up. Wait, throw the squirrel right. Let the squirrel go. Let the squirrel go. There you go. Oh, Lord.
I think I sexted one time.
Anyway, I always like pussy after lunch. What do you say?
Are you trying to seduce me?
Dream of seducing you, Alexandra. I wouldn't insult your intelligence with anything as trivial as seduction. But I would love to fuck you.
Well, I have to admit that I appreciate your directness, Daryl, and I will try and be as direct and honest with you as I possibly can be. I am positive that you are the most unattractive man I have ever met in my entire life. In the short time we've been together, you have demonstrated every loathsome characteristic of the male personality and even discovered a few new ones. You are physically repulsive, intellectually retarded, you're morally reprehensible, vulgar, insensitive, selfish, stupid. You have no taste, a lousy sense of humor, and you smell.
Hello? So, Baghdadi, let me ask you a question. How do you separate political Islam from the faith of the Muslims?
What's the difference?
Exactly. The problem comes down to the debate and the categories of questions, because Muslims make superordinary claims that fill multiple categories, and they're incapable of sticking to one topic. And so we have a problem where your political ideology and your philosophical ideology are united, aka state and church. How do you rationalize that in America, being, non-conformity with regards to America's cultural, historical precedents of separation of church and state?
I think it should be separate in a Christian country, because Christianity is kind of it's interesting in where it separates it, right? So in a Christian country, you can't really, like a puritanical society is really, it goes against Christian values if you impose Christianity or even if you rule with Christianity, because it's, y'all have Jesus saying, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar, whatever, something like that. Basically, so it creates a separation. there's no separation though in a Jewish under a Jewish system, which is why Israel is like they say we're a Jewish country. We're Israeli, like they're gonna lean towards that. So Islam is more like Judaism in that sense, where it's political. Christianity is just not political like that. Like it's political like, but it's just how can you really judge with a religion that says you can't judge me or people take it to me don't judge me, so you can't use it to judge. You can't really rule with Christianity completely. It's not a complete way of life that really shows. Because
Really? Have you heard of Catholicism? Have you heard about the Catholic state? There are Christian kingdoms still out there, and they seem to be doing just fine. So I'm kind of confused. Why do you think Islam is a better system than, say, Catholicism?
Because we have a whole because schools of thought are really schools of faith. It's jurisprudence. It's just rules.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans.
So Sharia is all about.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa.
Too much feedback will kill your scripts faster than bad writing.
Whose goddamn like baby is that? This is your baby. Your baby just like skin.
Mentality.
That one might be mine. That one right there. I'm not totally sure. Just because you name him there, don't mean he belongs to there. But I don't care what this baby's name is. This baby is rice-skinned, but not light-skinned. That is a white child. That is Caucasian from the mountains of Caucasus. That is a Slavic baby, a Viking from Iceland. That's a good. I think that's 730 as a credit rating right now as an infant. You're the only one I've been with, Darren. Bitch, let me explain to you the math. I've been here 16 consecutive years. You know how long consecutive is, don't you? Okay, so I mean one right after the motherfucking other. Because I ain't never missed a day. So clearly you've been having some conjugal visits with some other motherfuckers other than me. That's not my baby. That's almost a grown white man you brought in here. His glasses are certainly grown. I've never seen a baby with that type of prescription. And why does that baby look like Officer Joshua? Bitch, you been fucking the God? Hey, Darren, don't look at my mom like that, man. You respect You're absolutely right. I apologize for that. This bitch, your mother was misbehaving. Sorry, I should say. Better example. The nice white gentleman and your mother. All right, so could I please speak to my black son privately, please? Would that be okay with you? I mean no disrespect, sir. Hope to work for you one day when I get out.
There's no ambiguity in roles of man, woman, children.
You see these 4 lines?
Stop fingering me, okay? What did you just say that? Your mother. Sure, I'm not fingering you. So what are you going to say? That she can finger me, but I can't finger her? That's not what that is. I'm the head of the household. I can finger anybody I want. I can finger anybody in this restaurant. You. No, not you.
Everything is subject to interpretation. So the quality of my mind.
Hey guys, it's Chris McLaughlin with Strong Wealth Newsletter. I'm also an operating principal.
The quality of expression.
Some of the questions that
quality thinking and quality morals or quality
First 48 hours after
whatever.
We bring in the studio this morning.
Their expression is not going to be quality. What are your feelings about polygamy?
Ain't alright. It's not fine.
I think it's
I ain't got time to sit and cry with words.
What are your feelings about apostasy? Do you believe people should die if they leave Islam?
I will always defend America's most precious ally is somebody
During battle, yes, I agree. During battle, they should. Yes.
You believe that during battle,
You gotta take the shit
die
out.
because of what they do you believe that we should be executed concubines in the civil war? You know, because of war, maybe I could take their women, sex slaves.
I mean, that sounds nice.
So now you're going to have your hands back.
Top 5 ways for you to spend 10.
What are the crimes that you could be sentenced to death for?
If we're on the battlefield,
As little as, so in
I'm
North
fighting
Korea,
one
every room has a
and you say,
portrait
"No, I don't
of
want to be
kings.
with you anymore.
And
I
the
want to join
inspector
that
comes
you're
out
fighting
of nowhere in
against."
the middle night
Yeah,
and then touch the portraits. If they
But
see
what
any
about
dust,
just like a normal
they say your
person
word is not high enough.
is
And then you can get
know,
executed and sent to prison camp,
Muslim
three generations of your
culturally,
family.
but they don't want to
And
be
So if the
Muslim
picture is
anymore.
dusty, you get
It's
executed.
about that.
Yeah, and if your
If
house
we're
put on
Just in
fire,
the Western
the
world,
first thing is not you run with your family or your children or parents. You have to protect the portraits of your life. Otherwise, the three generation gets punished for that. Even murderers and rapists in North Korea don't exist. We don't even know what rape is. I mean, they have pleasure squad. Right, every year they go around the country, pick up the virgin girls, bring them back to Kenya, make them call the satisfactory groups, train them to become sex machines. Every year they do that. So these officials, now the guy who's in the second power in North Korea, his name is Tae Yong-hae, he has his own pleasure squad. And he takes the entire piece out of these girls. So when they kiss him down there, he has no pleasure. So this thing is not a crime in North Korea. Like literally, when women walk down, the guys then doing raping, you cannot go to police. You got raped. It's your fault. So this country, I mean, every wife get beaten by a husband in North Korea.
No, I understand.
This is not a crime. But if there's a newspaper, there's a
Well,
post.
what do you think about the people who
That's
are dying
amazing.
today because they have less?
I don't know.
What do you
I don't
think
know
about
about
that? Do you think that should carry on?
What do you know? That you're a musician. But that's why I'm really good today, so I can't tell you.
So I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is a musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not a musician.
And
I make music. That's not all I do. I make music. I
It was
act. I'm
happening
a TV star too. Like,
just really quick, are you confusing?
I'm not confusing nothing. As you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician. Whatever the fuck you said.
See, that's what I completely think I said. I said musician, not magician.
I don't think what is that? That's ghetto. I don't think. I know.
Do you know
So
why?
you think. I didn't say magician. See, I said musician.
How does it run?
And I think you are a musician.
The most
No, baby. I do music.
So you just really quick, for the record, could you say you don't think you're a musician?
How was that?
But then after that, you just said I do music.
Yeah, I do music.
So, in other words, you're a musician.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
What led to
Iran that war with everybody, except Russia.
People should stop complaining. You hear people all the time complaining.
The building behind me is the second home for me
I just want
personally.
to know what you
It's
think
Sandy
about
Rose Courthouse.
who are dying
And about
today.
just nonsense
Like
bullshit.
that's all I want to
or
know.
that
Do you
they-
think that people should be executed for apostasy? Not you killing them, but do you think they should be killed?
Who are you joining? What are they joining?
So do you see a protester as like going against God?
right away.
No, but
We'll send
it's
investigators
treason.
out
You don't
to the
think
scene.
people should be
We'll
put in death for treason?
Well, look, people were peacefully protesting.
Okay, here's someone I'd like you to meet. This is my daughter Carla.
Their whole community was in the toilet, like December. Yeah, it
Well,
was.
light a match and hold my hair back. This is your Hank? Girls, just try not to embarrass me, okay?
Protesting in the middle of a war is called treason.
No.
You guys are mad?
No.
Yeah. At the bar.
Look,
Okay? Listen, turn around.
Since when have you had a daughter?
February 1990. She's home for summer break.
I don't know what you told me.
What are you
I
studying?
wanted to be respectful, like that's it.
Law.
I'm not looking to argue with you, but I just can't understand in what world you would think that it's normal to kill a protester because they're
Hey,
protesting.
Daddy. Best vacation ever.
It wasn't in the middle. That's how it started back in December. December they didn't even say it's a war. That's not true. December people were slaughtered in the streets with guns.
Black.
Go on there.
He grew up in the city, and he's a farm boy from Utah. He's a Democrat, and he's a Republican.
Look, I'm
On paper,
gonna let
we
this
couldn't be
just
more
let me
different,
talk, man.
and yet
Like,
we're
you know
both
what?
dads. We
Go ahead.
both love college
But
basketball.
you're saying like they wasn't at war in December or January. They've been at war forever. Like
Black.
you know how many times
He's white.
Okay.
He grew up in the city, and he's a farm boy from Utah. He's a Democrat, and he's a Republican.
Hold on.
On paper, we
I
couldn't
only
be more
see
different,
him
and yet
in power
we're
for
both
like
dads.
40
We both
years.
love
Late
college
40
basketball.
something years, right?
We both
Like,
have
that
really
was
stylish
war.
haircuts,
War
and we're
started
both
just in
proud
January.
Americans.
Israel and
We disagree
America.
passionately on lots of issues, but
oh, it's
we're friends, and
Iran.
we respect each other.
That
Politics
was
is
back in
important,
the last time
but
we
it
did
shouldn't
it, right?
define us
They
or
call it
destroy
Sunday.
our
No,
relationships.
look at me, I
His
know my
name
shit.
is Spencer Cutts,
They call
and
it
his
12
name
Day war.
is Wes Moore,
12 days.
and we
There was no
approve
one
this
until
message.
like now, like
Can I
December, January.
Right,
Sorry.
can I sneak in this one question? Because I asked him
Yeah.
if he was for polygamy, and I don't think he,
Sorry.
I don't think he understands. You know what polygamy is, back then?
My wife is standing right over there.
So, do you think that's fair that one man can marry?
Okay.
Hey, Lloyd. We're done. Midnight.
You're not answering my question, but if you I will answer.
Sometimes.
No, that's
My dad would just pull his pants down.
It's I am a feminist.
Brother's always Jane jumped up and ran.
Does that sound something attractive to you? Does it come convenient?
No, now he said he wasn't trying to kiss me.
Right.
After he said he was trying to kiss me.
So what do you think? Is Jane still too old?
These junior awards.
Oh, y'all, we're good for real. What the fuck? Oh, nah. Oh, y'all, we're good for real. What the fuck? Oh, nah. Welcome to Hello. You sacks of shit don't look like you can play T-ball.
That I have you have a black foot.
Here.
But see, you're avoiding.
What the hell are you eating, Ramirez? If your fat ass was a submarine in 1 second, I'm sending her ass back to Okinawa faster than you would say trouble me chili church. Sir, yes, sir. Steinberg! You're the first year kind of my platoon. Steinberg. You got a problem with that? Sorry, no stop. Call that. And keep that nose tucked in before it gets caught in a tripwire. No! Reggie! What's your wait for out? Turn off the movies! What the hell are you two clowns doing?
Even if I believe that he has
Just get a little downtime.
okay.
Are you two ever not relaxing? It's part of our culture, sir. Not to dance hard, just sit around. Thank you for guiding us to be more than just a couple of Division III basketball players.
What I really like is that you don't just take one side. You look at the science. You think these things through.
I'm out here at the tennis tournament. Money's on the underdog, so the other group.
And you're willing.
My question to you is, does any doctrine, including Judaism or whatever, that can be that lopsided, if you excuse me for saying so, it is lopsided when you can have 4 women. Okay, does that sound fair to women? Does that sound like the truth? It's actually more fair to women.
No, it's not.
Does that not raise any eyebrows? Does that not raise any eyebrows?
Even your prophet's wife
Women
complained about
enjoy
being
polygamy more than
a
men.
sister wife. Even your prophet's wife complained about it. What are you talking about?
Women enjoy it more than men. Women are.
Are you bloody kidding me?
In polygamous marriages, women participate more.
Wait, when did they complain about it?
Yeah. Are you serious?
When did Muhammad? You're talking about? What are you talking about? Chapter 60 what?
A hadith.
No, not the hadith.
We don't think that he's
I don't know how that can be the truth. I don't know.
Listen,
What
you
the
don't want to
president
open the
does
door
when you
about
think
hadith.
it's the right thing, you back it strongly, and when you think it's the wrong thing, you call it out. That's why everybody.
If we open up, no. If we open up, if we open up Sahih Bukhari, I'm just gonna go right to where
17.
No, not you. You wanna go to Sahih? You wanna go to Sahih?
You want to Sahih? You going to Hadith? You going to Talmud?
You asked me a question.
Yeah, that sounds legit.
Oral Torah. If we going to the Hadith, we going to the Torah.
Yeah, true that. Okay. And
I want to go there.
And
we can go child marriage for child marriage. If you want to go there.
Weird thing to say.
We can go there. Like if you want to go there.
I can't believe this is going on.
You guys.
How bad? No, what?
We gotta put you in the audience for that one. You gotta think about this. Reflect on that. And I think you should reflect. I think you should reflect on
Your only focus should be on
your answers.
getting better at what you're
There it goes again. The price of gasoline is skyrocketing, and
AI won't replace those.
Someone answer my question. President raised an eyebrow or two when something so convenient like having a wife.
check, please.
Why would the check on me?
You're fine.
You guys invited
Except
me,
for
so
that.
I thought that you were gonna. You can just.
That's not garbage yet.
How could that be?
It was the common practice.
We're gonna throw out.
The common practice.
With all respect, I am trying to be respectful here about someone else's religion. So if I say something offensive, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it make sense that after you leave this world, your highest spiritual level is to have an orgy with somebody?
Check, please.
Yeah.
See, why do you say, Eitan, why do you say that you're not going to question people's religion? You're questioning their politics. You seem to not be able to differentiate between religion and politics.
You are. And I'm going to ask it this way. I'd like to just know a cognitive psychology question. How could someone believe that this is divinely inspired?
Orgies are amazing.
What?
Orgies are amazing.
I didn't hear that. Can you say one more time?
I said orgies are amazing. I think they're trying to show like a heightened hedonist state of like existence, right? So in that sense, like they're trying to show a state of like bliss, enjoyment, etc., etc. So it could be like a comparison to that, like
Okay, but the whole idea of polygamy when we're on this earth.
It was very common, Ethan. It was a very common practice simply because there were that many wars, and so many women were widowed and left, and so like the practice of giving protection became essential. I mean, we can't, like, we shouldn't mix it up with, like, today's outlook on polygamy.
No, but to be honest, Nargis, the thing is that like while it happens in the Old Testament, the lesson that Christians learn from it is that it's not a good idea. Because if you read the stories of the Old Testament, where you like and how like kids coming from that and stuff, like it's not a good idea.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Which is why Christianity from the very beginning pretty adamant about like
yeah, so the evolution happened, right?
Well, I mean, there was an evolution, I believe, in Christianity. Jews continued to practice polygamy until like far later, like until a couple hundred years ago. The problem is that Islam came with not a progression, with a regression with this regard. It went back to the old, like Old Testament ways of doing it, which is like bad.
Perhaps it was a solution at the time. You can make the argument that in today's times, polygamy may not be just, it could be problematic, etc. However, because perhaps Islam does not allow or give leeway, right? Yeah, you can make an argument such as that to refute it, I think. If you have
So, wouldn't that at the very least,
if a woman is against her husband getting a third or fourth wife, let's say a second wife, can he go behind her back and like not really listen to what her say and just go ahead with the marriages?
Yeah.
Like that, I don't agree.
Yeah, that I don't.
She should have.
However, like most of them, Lacey, will tell you that in order to maintain like the peace of the family, right, and to maintain like I don't know, some kind of harmony within the system, he must tell his wife, because the idea is to create perhaps a bigger family where there's like I don't know, people can coexist in a beautiful setup, that kind of stuff.
He's not obligated.
Yeah. He's not obligated. Yeah, so that's something you can call out, obviously.
Yeah.
But the reasoning for that.
Many, like I spoke to, like there's a guy called Abu Talib, right, who I spoke to in real life. He has about 3 wives. Bro, that family is like quite functional. Like if you see, in an awkward way, but they are the sister wives work together, much like the freaking what are those the moments. Very nicely they work together. One of the and they're very advanced women too. So few of them have really good jobs, and so when one isn't working, she's taking care of the children of all the children.
There's always
as far as I'm concerned, this worked better when say that somebody was from the same family, so either the sisters or the cousins married the same man because they knew that all their kids were going to grow up in the same family, so on and so forth. Your brother's your brother's wife is now, a widow for whatever reason. You marry her because his kids are now your kids because you have the same name. So it just, doesn't, and I'm not so sure if they have to sleep with them either.
Is everyone fucking everyone then?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's about sex.
It's not about sex.
Hello?
Yeah. Not so much about sex.
Hello?
It's about
You know what it's about? It's about politics. I hate to break the bad news to you, but it's not about, no one here, all these never-ending conversations are not about God. They're not about theology. They're not about religions. They're about politics. Let's be honest.
All right, John.
All right. Thank you, John.
They would say next thing, right? It takes a village to raise a child. I mean, look at our lives now, bro.
Daddy, you're going to stay in the audience for a little bit. You know that's not really a topic I like to bring up, and you just did whataboutism. Yeah. So you want to you want to justify why it's okay to do that stuff, then just stay in the audience, bro. I'm okay with that. You don't have to defend that here. Nobody talks about that stuff here. You're the only person that brought that up. We're going to move on.
I kind of agree with Ian, though, because, our politics, our beliefs, what informs our, values and how we conduct our affairs, public or private, and then that reverberates in the political system.
inevitably, whether it's democratic or not, it's still going to reverberate in the political system because, like, the laws are meant to be a guide for the people and what they believe is right. So, yeah, it is ultimately.
Well, the problem is with your position, because I've heard you in Amir's room, Benny Adam, and when you can't actually get into the now. That's your problem. Is you're a historical hypnotist that likes to do revisionist history. Whether it's accurate or not, it doesn't really matter because the now philosophically is all that there is. And so until the Muslims and or the Jews or Christians or the Buddhists and the Hindus for that matter, or the Taoists or the Zoroastrians, until they can stop with their bullshit history, revisionism, and hypnosis and get back into the law now and stop violence and terrorism. And, that's the problem. Violence and terrorism, but then the propaganda that comes out of Islam. It's so absurd. And if you were to study Muhammad and the Charter of Medina, you would realize that it's a multi-level marketing scam and not an authentic religion. Muhammad was a fraud, a murderer, a terrorist, and he set in place one of the most destructive human activities and behaviors ever, which is the art of bullshitting and murdering people.
Allegedly.
Well, I mean, I can make the argument that Moses was a terrorist to the Egyptians, or at least God was a terrorist to the Egyptians because of all plagues and everything like that. So it's not unfounded. I do like to focus on history because I think history informs us of like what's going to happen. I think violence and terrorism, as you would call it, and wars and all of that, it's just very much a part of us as people. We will inevitably fall into these patterns.
There's
and we can come out of them for periods of time as well. There is also stability, progress.
There's a time to talk history, and there's a time to talk politics. But again, I'm not being polemic, or I'm not, asking for apologies. I just cognitively would like to know, how can someone believe things that are lopsided and not fair towards everyone? Can someone explain me?
That's normal. Every religion has what?
Yes. All your religions, I'm going to call you out. All your religions have lopsidedness. There is no place for anyone to point a finger at the other.
But why do you think there's Jews that still do Bratzilah?
These are old practices. If they keep repeating, that means they're lopsided. If they don't go with the time.
No, but I don't. Explain to me how cognitively Jews still, in small numbers, do Bratzilah. What's it called?
Did you forget that I'm an atheist?
No, I didn't. But I'm just saying that, like, I'm not saying that these things are right. I'm just saying that you should understand how people are indoctrinated into these beliefs and just keep doing that. That's not something hard to understand.
I tell you, when I was 18, maybe I believed this, but somewhere along the way, I kind of like just realized I don't believe it anymore. So
a lot of people don't break through that.
They don't.
That's indoctrination.
Indoctrination.
Yeah. A lot of people don't break through that indoctrination. So yeah. I mean, and then there's also like a contextual thing. Like right now, in the modern day and age, in the Western world, we're fairly tolerant to like the LGBTQ community. That would have been seen as barbaric and like unthinkable for the vast majority of people throughout the vast majority of time. Right? So there's a contextual thing.
Contextual?
Yeah, depending on the society that you live in.
I understand that. Okay.
Basically, from anybody's perspective, somebody else is doing something like erratic and like erratic.
Okay, so what do we do with the LGBT people in Islam? What do you have to do with them?
The same as the Judaism. You throw them off the highest whatever.
No, that's not true. It's not a sin to be gay, but it is. You're not allowed to put your sexuality in public.
Right.
Or else you get thrown off a building. Whether you're straight or gay.
It's not even in private. It's not allowed. You're not allowed to engage in sexual acts.
Well, nobody's gonna know. How are they gonna know? You're not allowed to spy on people in Islam.
There's definitely
if it comes
been
out,
like Christian people who have killed people who are gay because of their religion too. It's not only Islam, but I will say it's more common in Islam. That's all I have to say.
That's it.
Bro, the guy that cracked
I hope
the
I didn't
code.
offend anyone.
But no. The guy that cracked the code for the German, they killed that guy. He was gay. So I mean, it's people are fucked up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, wasn't he like chemically castrated or something? I don't think he killed him. Definitely wasn't a fuck.
No, they killed. He got killed. He died.
He got killed? I thought he was chemically castrated. There was a movie about it.
Whatever that means.
I don't know what's reasons. I guess died.
But yeah, that's the point, Dayton, is that like what you consider to be barbaric, other societies would consider to be pretty fairly safe.
Okay.
It's just a matter of like,
I repeat that I am not judging. I understand relativism, but look, I heard about a chosen people when I was a kid. Something sounded wrong with that, and eventually I let it go altogether because it can't be the truth if there's a hierarchy or something. I just can't see that, so I let it go. And of course I could have said, well, other religions have this kind of hierarchy and so on and so forth, but if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I don't know. I just can't see how. If things look a little bit, towards my favor or sound too convenient, I would start questioning. I'm not even saying you should draw a different conclusion, but there's critical thinking anywhere in the game saying, no, wait a minute here, I'm like, this is
Eitan,
right.
The ultimate optimal solution for the conflict is actually, I hate to say this, but Clubhouse. Because Clubhouse is the society. Please hold. There's no violence here. We have vigorous debate. We actually have the society we want, according to Ayn Rand, on Clownhouse. We have the separation of church and state and the separation of state and economy. And so in many ways, Clubhouse is the future of society, nonviolent. But unfortunately, you can go into any room on this app and you can hear the violence in people's character, in their behavior, their demeanor, what they say. It's violent. What that one piece of shit Resistance from New York City, guess where he's at right now? He's in prison because that's where violent reprobates end up. And they come here, they serve out their slop, and then in the real world, the slop that they served up here plays out in their real life. If you project hate and you project violence and you project evil, sadomasochistic attitudes, all or nothing thinking, all the J words are bad words, those types of people are the dangerous people because they're essentially Hitler. They go around, they think their shit don't stink, they think that they are the law, they're the final arbitrators, because that's what Muhammad taught them. That when you got a legal dispute, you don't have to go to a Western court. You go to the Mohammedan court and you get a ruling by a Muslim mystic. There's no jury trial. There's no Bill of Rights. There's no preponderance of evidence. There's no pre-existing statutes or process and procedure. It's at the whim of a religious mystic Muslim. Is that fair?
Right. No, that's a mischaracterization. They definitely have a precedent.
Is that fair?
And they have rules to follow, guidelines at least. It's not just at the whim of the guy, but he does have a lot more leeway than the average judge.
Yeah, talk to these Wahhabis in the other rooms that will just kick you out of the room. If they just kick you out of the room like that, right, and they have no care, they don't even treat you like a human being, what would make you think that they would treat you any different in the real world?
Yo, that's a fact. So, by the way, what's up, Bart?
Oh, yo, what's up?
Yo, what up, bro?
You gotta add me.
I thought you I've got me, Bart. No way.
Yo, you know it's me. It's Megatron.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. I just had to say hi.
As long as you're back, I'm coming out of retirement. If you're back, I'm coming out of retirement for I stopped actually talking about the Quran because I've learned so much of it. Look at that link at the top. The link at the top is just devastating, y'all. You should really read that. Get to know it well, because that's what I'm running with. I'm not running with their narratives. Their narrative leads to a dead end. So,
just quickly explain it for us, for the ones that don't know what you're talking about.
So everybody thinks that Islam was created in a vacuum by Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, that's not the case. The case is that it was never in Mecca or Medina, and that it was mostly in Iraq and Persia, modern day Iran. So the last of the Exarch, and I'm going to repeat that, the assassinated last emperor was the one who transitioned the Jewish Exarch to the caliphate. They were equal with one another. So nothing was created in a vacuum.
It doesn't say that they were
They
equal.
used the court system. They used the court systems of the Persians. They used the judicial system of the Exarch. The Talmudic Academy was called Surah. Exam question, Surah, S-U-R-A, which is probably why there's so many rabbinical explanations in the Quran. And, if you follow the Quran correctly, if you go to chapter 378, it says to be a Rabbi'in. Oh, you didn't know about that, yeah, right? You know about that Rabbi'ins? No, 378. 378 says that you should be studying with the people that are closest to God, or godlike or godly people, which are the Rabbi'in, which are like the scholars or rabbis. So to say that the scriptures are corrupted, I mean, they were in charge. They were under the Exarch was under the ruling of Islam until the Mughal invasion, which is about the 1100s. So you guys are fucking cooked.
Well, you make an interesting point that Islam really developed in Persia. It didn't really necessarily develop in Saudi Arabia. That could be its origin story, but the actual cooking, the development really took place in Iran. And what's remarkable is that right now, Donald Trump is waging war against the remnants of Muhammad. And so it's my opinion, and Muslims might not like this, but Donald Trump is the last and the greatest prophet of Islam, far better than Muhammad, because he's revising Islam real time. No need for constitutional convention. I will send an F-35 and a JDAM bunker buster to destroy everything you have. And then we will see what's left when you are starving to death and a siege has been laid against the last great Islamic state. They don't like the truth. Can't stand to hear the truth. Rabono Shalom. The truth stings. The truth stings. The truth is hard for Democrats to hear.
Sorry. Yeah, everything's the same, Sergeant. Everything's the same, sister.
Oh my God, so lovely to see you back.
Gotta clip that one. That was a good one.
I had to get off the internet for a little while, but want to pop back up, say hi to some people.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back. I also got off for a long time and I came back.
Years straight.
Yeah, what's up, Kifayat?
Kifayat can talk. We should talk about it. Before, our brother mentioned that Islam was not started in Arabia, right? This is what I got from it.
Yeah, a lunatic brother, I grant. I think he's trying to say it mostly developed in Iran. Yeah, he's saying it developed in Persia. Which might have some historical truth to it.
Alright, do you want to go ahead or you want me to talk about it?
You can go.
You please start it and then I can support you.
Well, first of all, there are many people, understand, in this world, and you can have stupid people, good people. I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone, but some of the opinions could be bullshit. Some of the opinions could be great. Some of them are understandable, sensible. So what he said was like he was denying the history and everything else. Like he said that Islam was developed in Iran. I think he's super ignorant. I think he doesn't know actually. He hasn't read anything. He's ignorant. Bullshit, stupid person actually. Because how can you have that opinion? Like there is evidence, everything is documented that it was developed, like it was from God.
Sorry, I just want to say he is not here to reply to any personal insults. So I think you should probably just say your piece without
Exactly. It's okay, Lacey. I'm back. And I put it in the chat. It's projection. So Kefayat, you can click the link above, or you can actually talk and dispute what I said. You don't have to attack me personally as being a low IQ piece of shit, because that's what you are. You're projecting your own inferiority complex onto Ayn Rand. So go ahead, click the link and dispute it, but don't attack me personally. Thank you very little. I'm now muting up. Okay, I'm going to just keep talking because apparently a Muslim here doesn't know how to have a real conversation where you mute the fuck up when somebody else is speaking. You just keep talking because you're the fucking moron that you claim that I am. And now I'm just going to keep talking because you keep talking. That's the way it works. Hello?
Both of you. I need to fight. We are not here to fight, right? No one is here to fight. We are just here to give reasons and to hear you and you hear us. This is what we are here for. If you fight and we fight, then nothing. We can get nothing, right? My brothers and my sisters. Look, we should. Kifayat.
This guy. I'm sorry, Wazir. I'm sorry, but I want to tell you. This guy says you've got low IQ. Actually, this is he's the one who has got low IQ because he should be respected.
Please, no attack. No attack. Please. Just get to the point.
No attack.
No insult.
Whatever you say, no personal attack, right? No personal attack.
Yes.
No personal attack.
It was not just personal. I think since people can have fun.
Just go ahead and talk generally. He said
it was general.
I want to hear what you have to say. Go ahead. Kefayat, sorry. Go ahead. I have dyslexia. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but I think it wasn't personal. There was nothing personal. I just said that there are people can have opinion. Some of them are stupid. Some of them are right.
You said low IQ, stupid, idiot. You said all those things.
Just leave it. Sisters and brothers, leave it. Now, Kefayat, go ahead. And what was your reason for that?
Yeah.
This is interesting. Like, whoever talks, right, here, they must have some sort of, like, they should have evidence and information, right? This guy has no information, actually. This guy doesn't know, he just doesn't know the basics. He says that, it was developed in Iran, and Donald Trump, what a bullshit. Like, he said Donald Trump he's a good prophet for Islam and all these things. I think this is what we call a low IQ person. Right? This guy actually has a low IQ, so he's not professional. Like he says, it was developed in...
Don't ad hominem project on me. Don't attack me personally. Attack the idea, sir. Attack the idea, not the person. That's called respect. That's something you should learn. Learn it now before it's too late for you. Because you could go the rest of your life insulting people, and then you're going to end up with a strawberry nose, just like those J6 attackers who hit Supernova and killed 1,500 innocent young people murdered.
It's not personal. When he says it's general, it's not personal, understand?
Kefayat, just scroll up. Megatron had something linked to back his statement. So Maybe you can read that. I don't know. I'm not in this debate, but he did link something for you.
Okay. Kifayat, you please be silent for a while and let me talk. If you're talking about Islam, let's go to history. Let's talk about history. And you should study the history of jihad, where it started. Like Iran was not conquered when Islam was growing. It was spreading around the world, right? So this is what was happening in that time. Now, when it comes to Donald Trump, his attack, Iran, we have about this history, and we know about the history. Lots of kings they have gone, they have killed, they were killed. This is the world, and this happens. And the ones who are on the right side, they are the winners. They will win all the time. So you mentioned the attacks of America. That is, even I've heard some Americans regretting they are not happy with what Donald Trump does in Iran, what Americans do there. So this is not something that we should be proud of, and we should mention them in front of Muslims or in front of the ones who defend Islam or other religions. This is what hurt.
What do you think about the people who support the war, who are Iranian and live in Iran?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I really am sorry because I took was it Easter?
It's okay.
But yeah, like the Iranians, you say that they are supporting the war on
There
Iran.
are a fair few. I'm just saying.
Yeah, of course. They're only 20% or 30, maybe just 10 to 20%, right? In Iran, 80%, 70 to 80%, they are against the war on Iran, and they're against the U.S., right? Because that is like unwanted invasion, and it was done through force. Because that's like it's a bully, it's a complete bully. Because that country was safe, there was no problem, right? They killed all the people there. There are many people are getting killed, and now and right now, you know what they say? They say that the Iranian regime was, for example, somehow brutal to its civilians, to its people. There is no evidence to that. Actually, I know that for example, there were some of the laws, for example, that some Iranians were against it, but they are only 20%. The majority of Iranians, we just saw that when the U.S. was to attack the bridges, all the civilians came out. I don't know, there were millions of people that came out, and they were supporting the government against the U.S. So
that's things changed a little bit after that. But yeah, you're right about most of them not wanting war within Iran. There's mostly the diaspora that were freaking asking for. Like the monarchists. Yeah. They were asking for like.
You see, when I say that Donald Trump is the last and greatest prophet of Islam, if you think Islam is true and it is the world religion, well, guess what? Donald Trump operates in that paradigm. You can't deny that Donald Trump doesn't exist, and he's kicking these Muslims' asses. He's destroyed their navy. He has destroyed their military capabilities. He has conquered these people, conquered them with force, with fire, with steel. He's destroying them technologically, intellectually, physically, spiritually, philosophically. Donald Trump is greater than Muhammad. He is the modern prophet. He's the modern Messiah.
This guy is one of the extreme. He was encouraged because of those guys,
Show's over, John. Show's over. Not many, if I had not a lot support the government. Maybe it's more than how it's publicized outside. Because, like, as an Iranian, I can tell you that the majority does not support the government.
Hello, can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm trying to listen. Before Did you have my voice before when I was talking about
No, we didn't hear you. But the funny part is nobody supports the government globally. Isn't that ironic?
And please listen. What you said was very bad, and it was very insulting.
Well, I apologize, but you can attack my opinion, but don't attack me personally. Don't do ad hominem projection on me, sir.
Be careful, please. If you talk generally, then you do not only hurt Kifai, you hurt other Muslims around the world.
Yeah, when you say you Muslims, it sounds like you're talking about every Muslim, you know?
Oh my God, well guess what they do to the Jews? Guess what people on this app do to Jews all day, every day? That's what people on the internet do to the Jews. Oh my gosh.
I just read the recent poll on the war between Iran and U.S. and I heard that more than 60%, if I'm not wrong, I think 60 or 65%, they are against the current war. Right, the Americans.
Yeah.
They're against the war because of the war crisis, everything else. And there are some extremists, right, in the U.S. You know, these extremists exist everywhere. There are extremists, right? And Donald Trump is like, I just don't want to make a opinion on him, but when we look at his history, everything, the background he had, it's all because of those extremist, rhetoric and all those speeches he has. So it's that guy was backed by the people like Ian and all. So they're only representing 20 to 30%, Americans like the war. And they are just 70%, 70% people in the U.S. are against it. And that's a proof that this war is not justified. It's not either wanted. It is neither wanted by Iranian nor by the Americans, right?
Of course, yes. This is what most of the Americans say. Not only Americans, but like 90% of people around the world, they say that this is not just. And the ones who support Donald Trump and the ones who support his ideas, you can never blame them because they support the one who is not fine. He's not healthy, mentally he is ill, right? If you listen to his speeches, the rhythm he has, he does not stand on what he says, right? So this is how his mental health.
What is the opinion of 90% of people who probably don't have training in military combat? They don't have all the variables to the war and the information. Why does the 90% of their opinion even matter? How is that a proof that the war is not just? Because 90% of people that have no experience in warfare, especially to this extent, and do not have all the variables of the information, how does that act as a proof?
Okay, Smiler, let me tell you something. You wanna go to war with a country, right? For example, I want to start war with Iran, right? I should have reason, but
That's coconutty, but it strikes that right balance of coconut. Yeah, that would be it. And sometimes I will take a coconut cake with pineapples in it. Then that's a different kind. That would be coconut pineapple cake. That's also good.
Yeah. All right, hold on one second. Do you want to discuss the war in Iran?
Hey Ben, can I give you the entree equivalent to your tiramisu submission? Risotto.
They kicked me! They kicked me! They kicked. Why did he kick? Why did he kick?
Where do you get
Oh my god. Or I would even say paella on that thing. But
so
bad
rice
risotto?
dishes. So rice dishes.
No, bad. No, I've had bad risotto, and they've called it risotto, but they didn't even put in the work, and it was terrible. But I've had phenomenal risotto, so it's a 1 or 10 scale.
My submission is that you can never let them talk about food again. God bless.
If you don't eat risotto, that's brother.
Yeah, he on that splash pad. No, I just wanted to say it.
I need to do my nails because I now have a.
Bad.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Bad.
You on the splash pad.
Bad. I recently went out with a girl who responded by a text message with bat.
She doesn't like it, bro. She doesn't like
Bat. Bat.
John, the other day I want to try to get your Timmy because I want to talk about those fucking black bitches. They're so stupid. Like, bro, like women are not capable of loving you.
Is that your projection for the day?
Me? Not protection. What?
I'm talking to Sangre. Talking to Sangre.
That's basic psych 101, dude.
What women?
No, I mean, I'm not trying to like make it sound bad. Women are not capable of loving a man. It's just women. No, they're not. They only
are.
No, women only love their offspring and themselves. Yeah.
That's not true.
They don't love you, bro.
See, that's projection. That's projection. That's your internal. Those are your internal feelings. Yeah, that's your projection. It is your projection. It's not an accurate analysis, Sangre. It's not an accurate analysis. You're not accurately describing the situation. That's a projection, sir. It's the way you're feeling. It's the way you're feeling on the inside. Look at Bow Wow. Bow Wow.
What rejected you, Sangre, that you're saying right
Hey, look, if Chris Brown walks around your girl, she's gone.
That's not true.
I met Chris Brown. He's like 5'4". I played basketball with him at Equinox in Beverly Hills.
Love people with a rich man. So they got like a massive dick or something? No, it's just that, or they can buy their wildest fantasies, and it's just women love money. They love big dicks. They love la novela. You know what I'm saying? Every man thinks, yeah, my woman loves me, and I'm not protecting again.
Yeah, that's projection.
Yes, I've had a rough past, but women are not capable of loving you. They'll nurture you.
All right, you just confirmed the projection then. You just said I had a rough past. You just confirmed the projection analysis. Your analysis is going to be inaccurate. That.
Women can make you better, more successful.
Oh, like a book. Like a book. Okay. Because I went out with a girl last night who could never make me a better man. Only a book can make me a better man. That chick, you think a 33-year-old obese chick sucking on a vape pen is gonna make me a better man? No, sir. It's called the book. It's called the books. Now you're projecting. Now you know what projection is, and you'll catch yourself projecting all the time in the future, and he'll say to yourself, that guy Alistair, he gave me the insight that I never knew was there. Oh my God, everything I'm thinking and saying is a projection. It's all about how I feel on the inside. It's all projection all the time.
Sangre is dating girls with children, and they're not loving him back because, of course, they're gonna put their priorities.
Well, Rabboni Shalom, Shabbos is still going on, and
I'm such a unicorn. I'm so rare. I love so deeply. Oh my God, such a friend.
See, that's a healthy projection, unlike what Sangre was saying.
Oh, so that's a healthy projection?
Yeah, she's living her life in love. She's living in joy.
Let me get this straight. If she's projecting her love for a man, and she's capable of doing so. Mm-hmm. So what happened to your last man when you're not able to?
Your projections were pessimistic. Her projections are optimistically positive.
A woman is capable to love. So wait.
Just check your negative projections at the door.
I can't love an incel.
Projecting that a woman is capable of loving a man.
Just check your negative projections at the door. That's all I'm saying, sir.
So you're checking a positive projection that a woman is capable of loving a man. Is that what you're saying?
Rabbono Shalom. Good Shabbos.
I could still love somebody and get away from them because they are dangerous.
Hello?
Listen. Men cheat, women betray. There's a difference.
Hello?
He didn't cheat. He's just fucking nuts. I can't be around a guy that is dangerous.
Exactly.
I love him.
Exactly.
I could love him.
I'll choke you, Cindy, if you like.
That's called cognitive security. That's the same thing that the Israelis have to deal with all the time. They have to have cognitive security. Otherwise, you could get murdered by some Israeli Arab Palestinian.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's like the philosophy of never relax. Never relax. Never relax. If you're on the train and you're sitting next to a certain guy, never relax. Never turn your back to somebody who can knife your throat. Never. Because when you get knifed, you'll be like, fuck, I should have been more careful. What was I thinking?
I like to project war mentality, and I don't like Israel.
Stop talking bad about it. I will do business with Israel. What are you saying?
Are you coming up, Narges? Let's read some poetry. You know, it's amazing, Narges. I put in the chat in that other room that if you think I have a crazy, insane opinion, but then you give me your crazy, insane opinion to debate my crazy, insane opinion, it turns out that you got suckered because you don't know that I'm just projecting the maximum, the min-max. But your response is also cataclysmically, insanely polarized. So how do you get around that? You heard them in the room. You heard how they are not basically meditators of peace. If somebody comes in like a Viking warrior and is ready to fight to the death, they are ready to fight. They're not ready to flee. They're not ready to meditate like Mahatma Gandhi and start spinning fucking the cotton wheel for 100 years. You see what I'm saying? Mahatma Gandhi defeated the world's largest global empire by sitting there and leading marches to salt seas and spinning cotton. He didn't pick up swords and organize Islamic armies to go fight to the death, tax all the Jews. No, it wasn't like part of his scope and, a charter. So, if you want to look for peace, you can go to India. If you want to look for war, go to the Middle East. Hello?
Are you the guy that records all the rooms?
Bow wow?
Oh no.
Bow wow. Bow wow wow.
Record all the rooms.
Bow wow wow wow. Bow wow wow wow. Bow wow wow. Bow wow. Bow wow. Bow wow.
Oh boy. I don't know what's happening, but I don't want to be recorded. But I guess everyone's
Bat.
and exposed.
Can you just play some music?
You're like Ethan. Ethan got my YouTube account clipped. Dorky gay little Ethan, the influencer.
I have to leave this platform because
You're wasting all your time here not reading books like me.
I read a lot of books. I just read books for.
The last book I read was Thinking Fast, Thinking Slow by Daniel.
You sound like my friend Narja's here. She's like, I just took a long break from the app. Bullshit. She's on here 7 days a week, 10 hours a day.
Are audiobooks considered like a real book? Because I don't like them.
Yes.
Comprehension seems very.
Actually, no. Yeah, it's not the same.
Because when you have an audiobook, yeah, you'll listen to some of it, but this comprehension, that's just me. That's my opinion.
Listen, at the end of the day, the longer you live, the longer you end up becoming a global lawyer.
My pastor gave me that he wrote himself.
Oh,
One's
God.
called Chosen, and the other one is
When
called
I read religious
Prosper.
books,
It's financial literacy, actually.
they keep rewriting.
Financial literacy.
I'm tired.
No, it's financial literacy with scripture.
They keep rewriting.
Listen, it's how to prosper with scripture. So there's scripture within financial literacy.
You're right. But there's so many different types of interpretations. It's like, I'm lost.
Well, this is a good book.
Oh,
It's
shit.
backed up by scripture.
DJ Pooh's in the house.
Look at me in here.
Hey, DJ Pooh. I'm making a motherfucking sandwich for lunch over here, DJ Pooh. I'm gonna put you in my motherfucking sandwich, slice up some goddamn turkey, slice up some motherfucking avocado, some cheese, some cucumber, some motherfucking carrots, some motherfucking sprouts, some motherfucking tomato, some motherfucking mustard, some motherfucking mayo. Then I'm gonna take some motherfucking garlic and smash up my motherfucking garlic. And then you got yourself a DJ Pooh sandwich. I just packed your ass up.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's so fucking funny. That shit was just so lame.
Ultra
Lame as
cringe.
fuck, wasn't it?
Ultra cringe room killer.
Huh?
You got your TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just packed you up, DJ Pooh. Made a DJ Pooh Subway the fuck sandwich. I just fucked the sandwich out of you, DJ Pooh. Got the Subway sandwich out your ass.
Okay.
You can't pack me up. You can't pack me up. I'm unpackable. I'm a I'm a motherfucking smorgasbord, bitch. Motherfucking medley.
You didn't answer my question.
That's because you don't know how to eat like a queen.
Bun, how old are you?
That's a devil talk.
I'm 28.
That's what the devil talking.
Mm-hmm. How old are you?
26.
Oh, okay. Not that much older.
Bun, have you ever been in love? Hello?
Hello?
Seems like a very personal question.
It's a simple question. It ain't personable, baby.
I wonder what you want to know.
If you were to ask me, can I sit on your face? That would be personal. This is a social audio conference call app. I'm just asking a generalized question.
It's not ask, it's ask.
Asking. That's how we say it in my crew.
Where are you from?
I'm from Uranus.
Iran?
No, I'm from the planet Uranus. It's
Hey,
next
DJ, that nigga word
to Saturn, baby. Neptune.
Yeah, but...
Okay.
I apologize. I'm a Gemini.
Fuck no. That nigga called me yesterday. He got mad because I ain't answer my fucking phone.
Oh, shit.
Oh, damn.
I'm telling you, I'm ready to delete this shit so motherfucking boss. Don't even want to follow me around this bitch.
Do you watch Champions League?
Yeah, it's the best, baby. Are you talking about Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump and the UFC fight coming up at the White House?
There's a UFC fight at the White House.
Yeah, baby. They're inviting all of America's greatest heroes for an ultimate knockdown fight.
Oh, how are you? My phone is somebody with the
I want to dedicate this next little song to my good friend DJ Pooh, who showed me how to suck my own dick doing yoga. Thank you, DJ Pooh, for showing me how to self-fellatio myself to sleep.
Man, sit me up.
I'm a musician, a magician, and a politician.
DJ, you barbecue?
For what?
Because I want those.
I'm sorry.
You're back, Narcissus.
Your name is Aitan, I think. Yeah.
They were not killed by Muslims. And
I'm sorry. Haven't you heard recently from Ben-Gvir that all the Palestinians, they don't have the right? They should either go the country, right? Go out of their own territory, or we will kill them. You must have heard this from Ben-Gvir, right? Do you think that is the Israel strategy? If that is the Israel strategy, then it is the right of Iranians to say that we're going to wipe them out. Because
absolutely. I'm not saying they don't have the right. I am not saying they don't have the right.
They be wiped out, right? So if you're wiping me out, then I have the right to first wipe you out.
You keep missing the point. I didn't say they didn't have a right, okay? I'm saying that even if they have the rights, Israel is not going to want to be blown off the map, even if Israel's right or wrong. Don't you understand what I'm saying? It's not so shocking that Israel is attacking right now.
You don't understand my point. You're taking a single person's words. For example, you're taking Ahmadinejad's words, and then you think that this is what the main strategy, this is what the main goal of the Iranian government is, and that is completely wrong.
Why should I take a chance? Why should I take a chance on surviving?
Have they said that? Have they said? Have you ever heard from any? For example, like from the Iranian, the whole system, right? They don't run on just on the specific goal, and that is the destruction of Israel, right? That is, you're just taking, for example, one of the, like in the words of extremists, like we have the extremists in Israel too. Now, Ben-Gvir is an extremist, isn't he? He's an extremist. Like the rhetorics, even he's just killing those the Westerners, right? Those who are supporting Israel. They are arresting. They're everybody in media. So I don't say that what Ahmadinejad said is right, and this can't be the Iranians' goal, right? That's not what the whole system is.
Okay. So you can't really learn anything on Clubhouse. You can manipulate people, though, and you can manipulate their emotional well-being, because the way the central nervous system works, it's all based on vibration, just like an orgasm using a vibrator or a dildo. You can't achieve climax without a little vibration. So in the name of vibration, I saw on a bumper sticker the other day, I saw the Om sign, and I said to myself, Om. And then I said to myself, stop thinking, end your problems. Because the problem with me, and the problem with everybody else, is that they can't stop thinking and talking as a result. So I go on power walks, and as I'm power walking, I'm having all these thoughts, and sometimes I let it run, and I'm not, and I know it's happening, but then I consciously say to myself, stop thinking, end your problems. Like, enjoy the walk, enjoy the now, enjoy the park, enjoy the sun, enjoy the clouds, enjoy the squirrels, enjoy the pretty girls, enjoy the fun, enjoy the exercise, enjoy the now, enjoy the moment. That's when I quiet my mind from all my thoughts, and I know that there is not a speck of dust out of place in the whole universe, because I'm happy. Leave me alone. I can't argue with you. I can't argue with you. I'm happy. Leave me alone. You angry. I can't argue with you. You see what I'm saying? That type of attitude is actually your cognitive security bubble. Because when you open yourself up to communication, you are opening yourself up to vibration. And there's a lot of girls on this app, and a lot of men on this app, myself included, who know how to vibrate discomfort. Don't look at it from a linguistic perspective. Look at it from the metaphysical or from the physical. Again, the vibration. Somebody told me once I should move to India and just become a guru there and retire in heaven, in paradise, with thousands of suffering servants to make my egoism complete. And there is a guy here in Chicago. He also has other colonies in Australia, etc. His name is Adida. Adida. And if you only think of Adida as your Lord, protector, and savior. Anything you want can be achieved and gained, and total liberation and bliss can come from Adida. So whenever I see their Facebook messaging, marketing posts, I always say, I am the new Adida. The avatar of Adida is in me, and they love my comments. They know I'm fucking around with what they're putting out, but they any kind of interaction they like, because it is a struggling nonprofit, I'm sure. But Adida was like a successful white guru in like the Hindu tradition, very successful in Australia. And there's just all these religious cults that popped up in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s and 00s. But the internet is undefeated and has destroyed, obliterated, separated, deconnected, decentralized a lot of these cults. There are encyclopedias of American cults, thousands of Christian cults everywhere. Every major town has competing cults, competing Christian cults, competing Jewish cults, competing Hindu cults, competing Muslim cults. Every major U.S. city, there is a Scientology cult competing with all the other cults. And then we have Clubhouse, a cult unto its own, a group of people that gather daily to listen to Barth yell out, "Hey, bring me more fucking nails!" And then some guy named Muhammad in Egypt is like, "Barth, I want to debate you on the legitimacy of Muhammad and blah, 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 blah." That's the type of global communication network we have going on here. And we have the world famous and beautiful and completely European waxed Narges here on the stage. Maybe she can grace us with one of her great songs. I keep trying to get her to sing Sade, because I think Sade is the great smooth operator. I'm a smooth operator. Now we've got the power of the bull rush. Bull rush! Rush, big rush, power rush. Always choosing the most beautiful PTRs, Rush, gracing us with your beauty. Always the most beautiful PTRs. We have Angel here, a Muslima, a Muslima woman, which is awesome. Congratulations on being so chaste, so conservative. It's beautiful. I know a lot of conservative women. They're just wonderful people. But I would just question your faith and say Islam is not the answer. It is not the solution. It is one pillar amongst many pillars that are holding up the sky. It is not one pillar supporting everything. Islam is Die Antwoord? What? Well, I went to a Die Antwoord concert and I filmed it and I put it on YouTube, and Die Antwoord took the time to file a copyright strike against me on YouTube. So I will forever be salty against Die Antwoord. But I still have the footage, so I plan on uploading it again. Welcome to the show. Angela? Hello? Hello? We also have Homo in the audience. Erectus and erection all come from the same common Sanskrit word for busting a nut. Because, we didn't used to use words. We just used to make tick-tick sounds. Because think about it, you have a wife that likes to talk too much, so you're just like, sorry, baby, we're just doing TikTok songs. TikTok talking now. Gail, welcome to the show. Ribono Shalom. What a day. I am going to an EDM concert at the beach in approximately 2 hours via Uber. With the click of a button, I can have a chariot pull up in front of my house, take me from point A to point B, click the button again, and a chariot comes and picks me back up at point B and takes me to point A. Welcome back, everybody, to the Cindy Bet Show. Hasn't been to the gym in years. Yasmin's a foul-mouthed cunt. Yasmin's also a lazy pig who's here all the time. I bet you she hasn't done push-ups and sit-ups in a week. Yet she's here screaming, chemical castration for everybody. Yet she fucks Muslims, and she was a big free Palestiner prior to October 7th terrorism.
It really wasn't actually, but...
Oh, really? My YouTube live streams of you cavorting with the enemy are widely documented. So, Bird Honk, you know, I know you got an awesome, cool following and everything, but you're not the original Resistance, okay? And also, Resistance is in jail, by the way. Resistance is in jail, that piece of shit New Yorker.
I actually prefer a Muslim company to the Jewish company on this app because I find the Jews so fucking weird. American Jews, that you guys are weird. There's something wrong with you.
Projection alert.
The only one that's noticed that.
Projection alert.
Streams in the air there.
Projection alert. Projection alert. My YouTube videos say otherwise.
A lot of people.
Projection alert. Projection alert. All communication is projection. All communication is projection. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
How's your court case, by the way? I heard that you're fleecing somebody for some money right now.
I know. You know what I did is I had to submit some evidence. So I was going through my files and I came across a picture of your pussy. And I thought to myself, maybe I could sell more photos of your pussy for profit to fund my capitalist endeavors. Because true laissez-faire capitalism obviously involves beautiful pussy, does it not?
This guy was definitely the FC Silence. Were you at?
Got kicked. We got kicked. Okay, we're going to go back to the BET room. Oh, can't find it. Can't find it. That room was called BET. It's a public room. Maybe we can find it if we dig deep. We're digging. We're digging and digging and digging. Where are you? Where are you? I like how y'all goes, all these American Ashkenazi Jews are so weird. Weird. If you listen to her conversations, you want to talk about weird and how people waste their time? That's weird. Try reading a book. Most people have forgotten how to read books completely. I at least have a little bit remaining in me. A little, 10 to 20% of me. Maybe less. Maybe 1% of me. Maybe 1% of me. Here's an interesting room. Obesity is a choice. Oh, we've got Grace. She's gracing us with her presence as always. Shabbos is nearly over. Gotta get our last little moments in Rabbono Shalom, but we can't find it. Still digging. We're trenching. We're going deeper into the recesses of the clubhouse subconscious. An incredible number of rooms, hundreds of rooms, still cannot find the BET room. Bet. If you search, you shall not find. Bet. If you keep digging, you keep scrolling. Bet. Oh my God. We've reached the end of the clubhouse world. So this room was a response room to Steph's room. If you don't know who Steph is, she runs Ask a Christian, but it's more like be yelled at and be talked down to. by a Christian. She claims fire and brimstone and everybody's going to hell unless you accept the blood of Jesus Christ to save you. The world lives under damnation. Oy vey. I don't think she has the comprehension part of the narrative. And that's why I always go in there and I say, what's the great news? What's the good news? What is the secret sauce? What are the secret teachings of Jesus Christ? They can't answer that question. He's got a canned response, but the mystic Christian claim is that this game that Jesus played is the game that you can play. You can actually role play Jesus if you want to. You could call it Jerusalem complex. You could call it Messiah complex. You could call it bipolar. Bipolar. The polarization of an ideology. That's a game people play. It's a linguistic game. It's the game of the guru. It's the same game with a different title. It's just Super Mario Brothers repackaged.
Cryptic reason, it's very obvious why it's happening. That's what he's trying to tell you.
So you think that the wrong people, you said that there is a wrong person and there's a right person, right? Now, I just want to ask you a question. Now, are you giving me just as an example that there is a right person just to make me understand, or do you really believe that there is a right guy in current war and there is a wrong guy in this current war?
Look, I wouldn't tell someone, do you really believe what you're saying without thinking you're calling him a liar. Seems to have understand what I've said. Listen, once again, you can call me a liar. You can call me ugly. You can call me beautiful. You can call me a genius. You can call me everything in the fucking dictionary. But you can't call me dead. That's the one thing I'm just not going to allow. What is, explained it better than I did. That's all I'm going to say. And I would love to continue the conversation, but I've got something going on. I might be back in 20 minutes or half an hour if you guys are here. Thank you for hearing me out anyway. Be well.
It's okay. It's okay with just having, discussion. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Are you sure we're having discussion?
Can I ask you a question?
What was this? I thought this was maybe something different than discussion. Hello?
I think somehow you.
I thought this was like real life or something. This felt so real. It's just a conference call? It's a conference call, that's it! And nobody's listening to it! Oh my God, what a waste of time! Okay, I gotta go. I got things to do. Take care and be well. Goodbye.
I think you're misunderstanding it. That's all I was saying, brother. Because
Of course, yes.
that's all I was saying. I think there was a misunderstanding.
Yeah. Like, for example, you said there are two people.
Hello?
There is a wrong person and there is a right person.
Hello?
And of course, nobody.
Oh, this is just a conversation?
But who is justified now?
This is a conference call on a public social audio?
Who's more justified?
Hello?
This right person or the wrong person?
Hello?
I mean, I think for what Eitan was saying, he was saying that he even kind of mentioned it, like, it's not going to play down to the justification, right? Because if it's down to just, like, reality, even for the person that's wrong, like, that's why he was saying, hey, let's pretend there was a thief, right? Or someone, a murderer, anything like that. They're not going to just want to be caught, even if they know they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even if they know they're dead wrong, dead to rights, they don't want to just be caught and give themselves up. They're going to fight to survive. That's all he was trying to say.
Okay. It's okay, you're 100% right. I don't say you're wrong. When there is discussion of a right and wrong, I think we all are humans, and we somehow understand that we have to take the support of the right people, right? Now you're talking about something political, for example. Suppose this war is, for example, right because they don't want to be dead, right? But how about the Palestinians, right, themselves? Like they also are dying. They're being killed. They're being killed. And actually, Israel is. Have you heard this new thing? Like Israel's. They want to have a bigger Israel. Do you know what that means? Bigger Israel. It means they want to take the land of Lebanon. They want to take the land of Saudi. They want to take the land of even some parts of Iran. This is what the Israeli media says. So it's not what I'm saying. So even
that is what you're saying, though, right? So that's what you're saying, right? And it's the Israeli media that's saying that?
It was right.
Can I see a link, please? Put the link in the chat. I don't support anybody.
This is what the truth is.
But I'm telling you the truth.
No, I agree with
Hello?
Like, I don't think what's going on over there is good.
Is that the truth?
Totally
that was on the Israeli media? Israel's opening up a new country in Iran and Lebanon. Hello? 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 Hello?
He has come with lots of reasons.
Man, why'd I ever leave?
Yeah, bro. Oh, I got so much to tell you, though. Yeah, I got so much to talk to you about. So much to talk to you about. So much to talk about.
It was done from he started talking about but I don't want
But listen, all I'm gonna do is if you start talking to me about the land going back to the Palestinian people, right? You're probably not gonna like the outcome because if the Palestinian people are J1s, right? Because that's what they're saying they are.
Wait, what's a J1? What is that?
Hello, J1 haplogroup?
Let's just listen to it.
Hello?
So
Palestinian
if the
land.
Palestinian people are
J1s?
Then why don't you give the land back to the J1s? Why don't you do that? Who's this guy? Keith?
Kefaya.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that, Kefaya?
Okay, Kefaya, I think he's not available there. Okay, if you're talking about
what do you
land,
think?
land was
What do you
not
think?
taken from Israel when it was conquered by Muslim, right? It was
I'm
their
asking
land,
you.
they were living there.
So you're saying that the Muslims are there longer than the Jews?
Absolutely.
Oh! Uh-oh, we got him. We got him. Click the link above. Click the link above. Click the link above to learn the historical timeline.
Okay.
Click the link above to see the historical timeline.
I've been told that these are the original Israelis that were in the land. Before it was called, whatever it was called, the Philistine. They were trying to make fun of the Philistines sort of
it
thing.
was there. Now we're talking
Wait,
about
is J1 like a haplogroup?
We're talking.
Yeah. They're saying that the J1s
Okay.
should be the people. They should give the land to the J1s. They're saying they believe that. They believe that they should be. So I'm like, oh, all right. So if all the Palestinian people are J1, then what is the problem? Why don't you guys just whoever's not J1 leave? Doesn't matter if they're Muslim now. We just know that their bloodline is originally from there. And if you're saying this Hitler group is Jewish, they just happen to be Muslim right now because they were invaded.
Let me make it clear, please.
Oh, okay.
No one wants to banish Israel from that lane, from that piece of land, right?
Well, no, you would be going against your own terms by saying we should give it back to the Palestinian people. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Of course, yes. So we are not talking about the whole land should be given to just Beit al-Maqaddas.
What's Beit al-Maqaddas? I don't know what that means.
Wait, why are we picking and choose parts? Why not the whole land?
Yeah, like Mount Sinai, the whole thing, like that whole region.
That was controlled by Muslims before.
By
I'm sorry, I
Muslims.
was busy.
Muslims.
But Muslims aren't J1 though.
Because
Yeah.
The J1s.
I thought you guys were doing it for the J1s.
I do not know what J1 means. If I do know what
J1 is a haplogroup, brother. It's a haplogroup. Like
What
he's
do you
talking about
what do you
DNA.
want to be? What do you want to be Arab or? What are you a Pakistani?
No, I think
Or
they're like
Bangladesh.
No, I'm from Afghanistan.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're Persian.
No, I'm not Persian. I'm Pashtun.
Pashtun? Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
Afghan.
Afghan. Alright.
Yes. I'm Afghan.
So are you more like you're from Mongolia, like that sort of?
Mughal. You're talking about Mughal and those part. That stuff, right?
Well, I'm saying, they were invaded. You were invaded by the Mughal Empire.
Kifayat.
I'm sorry, Mick. I think I'm not sure whether I can pronounce your name correctly. Is your name Mick?
It is Megatron. Sorry, Megatron or Megatron. You can say that. Now, Megatron says J1. If Israel, if Palestine, that is J1 country, then why don't?
I'm sorry.
What Megatron says?
We're both from the same country. So, Mega, whatever question you have, you can ask me.
Megatron says it goes to Mughal and that part of the history, and then it talks about the land, the history of it, and who it really belongs to. This is what he talks about.
Like the Afghanistan belongs to Mongols?
No. It's about Israel, Palestine, and Israel, Palestine. It's one name, right? Baitul Muqaddas, other parts of it. Now he says that this piece of land belongs to Israel because that's their belongs to Israel.
Could he give me
I did not understand. I didn't get to the bottom of what he was saying.
So you can repeat your question, brother.
Okay, so before the 1st century, was there Jewish people living there during the time of Jesus?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. What about the Maccabee period, from like 300 BCE to 100 CE? Not CE. We're not talking about the Common Era. We're talking about before the Common Era. Yeah, 300 years before. There was a Maccabee
before
period.
Christian, right?
300 years before Christianity.
Well, yeah,
there were Jews. Right? There were Jews in Israel.
No.
So we're talking about. All right. So we're talking about 1,000 years before Islam. There was Jews in Israel.
Of course.
Not Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
So during those times, what was called Palestine? Why are you laughing?
No, I'm laughing because this is not the question which belongs to him. Of course, if you say that the Palestine is the country or is a piece of land that belongs to Israel, if you want to defend that, then there's something else. But if you want to say that it's really the land of Israel, we do not support that because history.
Oh, you don't support that.
Lots of changes has.
I'm saying both.
Happened.
I'm saying both. It should be. Yeah, because if the real J1s are like,
It goes thousands of years ago.
Oh, you're saying if that's what he's arguing.
2,000 years.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's what he's arguing.
Israel.
So Moses went to the land of Canaan. Well, not even. Abraham was there, and then Moses was exiled. And then he brought his people to that place, right? So, and then they had the Babylonian exile, right? And then that's after the first temple was destroyed. Then we're talking about like Ezekiel, and there was no temple, and they're talking about building a new temple, right? So the whole time from Solomon, right? The Solomon was a bum. He was a straight up bum. He couldn't fulfill all of the laws. That he couldn't fulfill all the laws that God set for him to do.
Look, Megatron, I do not understand what
Hold
you're talking
on.
about.
I'm trying to explain this to you.
I think
No, let me explain this to you. No. Exactly. I'm going thousands, yes. Because there was the first temple, which is Solomon, which I think you guys agree that Solomon existed, right?
Now, let me there were many religions. Once Christianity was the real religion, right?
Forget about Christianity.
That was accepted by Allah.
We're talking about. But brother, I don't know what that means.
I'm explaining you the history.
I'm explaining to you. No, that's not history. I'm explaining to you the Bible. The Bible, these prophets like Solomon, that was on that land, on that Temple Mount, right? He built a temple for God, for the God of Israel, and when he built it, he was supposed to fulfill all of God's laws. So he's asked, "What do you need?" He goes, "I want all the knowledge, all the knowledge." So God said, "All right, I'll give you all the knowledge." But with all the knowledge as a man, what did he do? What did he do? His temple was destroyed, and his kingdom was also destroyed. So he didn't fulfill that prophecy that God set out when the temple was, you know what I mean? He was talking about the son of David that would fulfill the throne forever, an everlasting kingdom. So now, since that wasn't fulfilled with Solomon, all of the prophets, we're talking about Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Daniel, right? All of the major prophets are prophesying about the Messiah to come. Because that Solomon couldn't do it. All right, so that we're on track now, right? We're on track. Everybody understands that Solomon did not fulfill the throne of the kingdom forever. He didn't fulfill it. So now all the prophets are writing about the Messiah to come. All the major prophets from Solomon and on, because this wasn't fulfilled. So Ezekiel and these people are talking about rebuilding. So during what is that, 500 BCE now? We're like 500. That's when they rebuilt the temple. So they went from Babylonia to again Israel, and then it was the Messiah. Who is the guy? Cyrus. They're saying Cyrus was, but Cyrus didn't fulfill anything. He just built the temple again. So they're all waiting for the Messiah to come. They built it. They rebuilt the temple. They were doing the temple sacrifices. So I'm not sure. Like we just went down the whole thing. Solomon built the temple there way before, and then afterwards they rebuilt it again. So you're telling me that this is Muslim land now? Like, you gotta make sense that to me. You want to give it back to the people, the indigenous people of that land. We're talking about over 1,000 years, 2,000 years before Islam. How are you gonna sit here and tell me that they're not the J ones?
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but then you said that it's because of the King Solomon the temple was built, right? So then the Christians came. So then it doesn't belong to. What about the Christians there? What about the Muslims there? Even there were people before the King Solomon, right? So how about
No,
that?
but God gave King Solomon the land. It's different. It's a little different for that.
Yeah, when did Allah say that land was supposed to be yours?
Yeah, it's like J1 only land. That's crazy.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
Are you talking you're talking in regards to religion actually?
Well, I'm saying in regards to the religions because when Umar got there, he brought 70 Jewish families back there. So if the conquest to Jerusalem to the Muslims was to bring Jews back to the Promised Land, then why don't you just do that now?
Listen. I want to explain to you. Look, King Solomon, he came, for example, it was because of the God message, right? He built the mosque there, the temple there, and then suppose the Christians came, right? They rebuilt it again, maybe, I don't know.
No, we were shitting and pissing on the Temple Mount for 500 years. No, I'm just letting you know. That's what we were doing. When Umar Khattab got there, he's like, well, they were going to give him the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. He said, no, I am not interested. Can you show me the Temple Mount? When he was like, well, we've just been burning our shit in a bag up here for 500 years, right? I'm trying to tell you, they would shit in a basket and then burn it on the Temple Mount. Because we didn't give a fuck about it, right?
God, that's different.
We didn't build a church on there. We didn't fucking restore it. Every time fucking Jews came back, we fucking slaughtered them. Every time they tried to come back to Israel, we would fucking kill them.
I didn't finish you.
Umar,
you don't have
prophesying. Jeremiah, listen to this, y'all.
Listen to me first.
Jeremiah, chapter 31. Be quiet. I'm talking. I'm doing a sermon. I'm doing a sermon right now. I'm manifesting. Leave me alone.
Just give him
now. Yeah. Give me like 20 more minutes. Give me like 20 more minutes.
Why would I give you 20 minutes? 20 minutes. I already listened to you for 30 minutes. Now listen to me. Let me explain to you.
I'm explaining to you, Umar.
Let me explain what the hell I'm talking about. Where my point is. Let me explain where my point is. Let me explain where my point is. I'm not talking about the religion. Listen, I'm sorry. There are many people living in Israel right now. Understand? There are Jews living, there are Muslims living, there are atheists living, there are people, for example, from America, they don't even have ancestry there, but they're living in Israel. We cannot say that because people from the Europe came, or people from, for example, Asia came, or from any other continent came, from wherever the hell they came, now they are there, and it's their right to exist there. I don't say that humans should be independent, they should exist everywhere, understand? But it doesn't mean you have to deny the right of indigenous people living there. Do you understand?
Listen, I don't think he's talking about religion.
Yeah, listen. I'm sorry, I want to explain something. You talked enough. Now, for example, King Solomon.
You've talked enough.
The temple. That's okay. Now, now there are people in Israel that don't even belong, like they. Where are you?
Yes,
I'll continue. I'll continue what you want to say.
Oh, you're going to continue? Sure. Yeah. Oh, let him get fat.
Listen. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, Megatron. I want to explain something. Like, here we're not talking about the religion itself, understand? We're talking about the indigenous people living there, living in Israel. Do you understand? So they are Arabs. I don't care whether their religion or what their religion is. Understand? Now the point is they existed for a very long time. If people who have come from the immigrants that came from the Europe, from England or from Germany, wherever the country is, they have the right to exist in the state of Israel, right? And they can practice their own, for example, Judaism. Muslims also have the rights to exist there, and they have rights to, for example, practice their Islam there, and actually, it really belongs to them. You understand? So many religions have been changed. There were Christians, there were Jews, right? Now there are Muslims. So it does not mean that you have to deny the rights of indigenous people living there. That's what I'm trying to make the point. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Indigenous. Okay. All right. Indigenous people, sure. Okay. The indigenous people of Palestine?
Yeah, the indigenous people of Palestine.
Okay.
Indigenous though, they're
Indigenous. The Muslims are the indigenous people of Palestine?
Don't you believe
No, not Muslims. Only some of them are. Not Muslims.
I'm talking about humans, bro. I'm talking about humans. Their religion is Islam or whatever. Why would the hell put them out? Because they're Arabs. Why would that happen?
But you're not Arab.
Because they're not J1s, bro. They're not J1s.
I'm not Arab. J1s. Now we're having discussion. Do you understand?
But are you an Arab?
No, I'm not an Arab.
So then, what the fuck what are you talking about the Arabs for?
Because Arabs are our brothers. We know. What are you? Megatron. Where are you? What are you? Are you what?
I'm American.
So what the fuck are you talking about?
My mom's Jewish.
What the fuck are you talking about these bullshits? Don't talk about these
bullshit.
Israel. Don't talk about Israel.
Oh, my mom's Jewish. My mom's Jewish. But
don't talk about Israel. We are Muslim and Arabs are Muslim. We should talk about it.
This is actually
very immature.
You're a Muslim.
The house title is called Find Islam in the Bible. It's so awesome. This is the show that goes on and on and on and on. Because there's just so many Muslims in the world that want to come on and talk about their worldview. Oh, we have Roivas here, one of my biggest fans. Roivas has said in the past he'd rather have a splitting migraine and a brain aneurysm than listen to John Kitover for more than 60 seconds.
You're taking him too literally, brother. You're taking him too literally, Kefa. You gotta chill out, bro.
I wanna finish this. I can see it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get back to the topic. The topic is why the Bible doesn't lead to Islam. I think that's the topic. You guys are more than welcome to stay here. I have so much catching up to do with y'all. Hey, y'all, if you guys wanna jump in, Mikhail wants to come on. Alright, chill out, stop. So I got this one thing I wanna go over, this hadith. Right? And it's the compilation, right, of the Quran, which I find really, really interesting, right? So I mean like Mikhail, can you hear bro? Please. So now in this link here, it says the hadiths show that Muhammad never left behind a single compiled Quranic codex. Till his death, Abu Bakr and Umar.
We got Yakov in the house. Post Chavez.
They started a collection.
Oh, you're 1 hour. I think 1 hour. You got 1 hour of Chavez left. Yakov, what are you doing?
That they might be lost after the deaths of reciters. Zayd ibn Thabit gathered materials from memories and scattered written sources, acknowledged the difficulty of the task. Later, Uthman.
Hello?
Later, Uthman
Hello?
standardized one recitation.
Hello?
And ordered alternate manuscripts.
I'm sorry, Megatron. Are you talking about now the current war between the Israel and
he's not
Israel and Iran, or are you talking about religion? So we had a different discussion. Now he's talking about something else completely different.
He goes to religion. He talks about that. Now, Megatron, we do not have, like, we know about Islam. We are Muslims, alhamdulillah, but we do not have enough information about Islam, and we cannot talk about it because we are not allowed. If we had information, if we had enough information, we would talk to you. We would defend Islam in front of you and the hadith.
No,
you talk about.
All right. So now, let me finish. Yeah.
Look,
I'm gonna talk. Listen, leave me alone.
No.
I want to talk to my friend.
You talked about it. I'm sorry. I want to tell you something. We were discussing.
Just leave me alone.
That's different.
I'm changing the topic. I'm talking to my friend. Yeah. You are free to leave. This is not a privilege. This is not a right to be on this app. It's a privilege. Okay? So, don't think that I have to give you the right to speak in my space. I don't. So, you're free to
Hello?
leave, and you're free to go.
Have a good time. Take care now. You've talked enough already. You've said too much. You've talked too much. Quiet. Silence.
Uthman standardized one recitation.
Oh, you don't have to be
And ordered. You want me to start over?
It's so funny, Megatron. It's so funny because
I don't know why he's
you
getting
wanted
upset.
to talk about the things that you like.
The topic is why the Bible doesn't lead to Islam. That's the topic.
So then why are we talking about the war? Have a good time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
We're talking about
Back home to mommy.
We're talking about how it was compiled.
Can't take it. Emotionally upset.
The statement.
My emotions are too much for me. I can't handle that.
This one recitation.
I gotta go. Bye.
And all the other alternates were destroyed. Therefore, the first complete Quranic codex was a post-Muhammad project rather than a finalized book personally approved and distributed by Muhammad himself.
Oh my God.
So when they speak, this is the hadiths. This is not my.
Hello?
This is their tradition.
You want to tell me the hadiths?
And as a Catholic,
Hello?
I accept all hadiths. We don't discriminate, nor do we grade them if they are Sahih or Muslim, Sahih Bukhari or Muslim. We take them as this is their religion. We're not here to discriminate. And we use it all.
Hello?
The death of the prophet, how they compiled it.
Hello?
They laid his body out.
Hello?
But, leaving his body out in the hot sun, he didn't come back. I don't know why they would think he would come back after 3 days. Jesus rose Lazarus after 4 days. And then himself after 3. That's an amazing feat. But leaving a guy out in the sun to rot.
It's a metaphor, Bart.
I don't know. That's kind of weird. Anyway. Why do they talk about this verbatim speech of Allah when their own sources are saying there was no, Muhammad didn't standardize a Quran. It was compiled afterwards. So why do they lie?
I have no idea. Especially since it's so easy to find.
Hello? Hello?
It's usually done in that same fashion.
Hello?
They collect